strips?
Yes. So it's not...
I wasn't listening, so I was too busy ironing. Why have you only cut strips and not covered the whole of the back? Is that too wasteful to cover the whole of the back of that embonder web?
It's a bit wasteful. It's not really necessary either. And plus, you get a little bit more softness to the fabric if it's not entirely packed in adhesive. Okay. So I've cut these strips, and because you can see really clearly through fabric, it's really easy to place. I'll start on this side. It's really easy to place the adhesive.
Yeah. Sue says, love to see you, John. Love the show. Love the budgies too. That's from Sue. Right, okay. Do you need to go on here to iron it?
I will do. But this is just...
Oh, I see. So you're going to iron the whole strip right the way along. Oh, I see.
And I'll do the tops and the bottoms first. So that this way, we've covered all along the top and the points.
This is where you could do the Teflon ironing.
That matte?
Not matte, the Teflon ironing sheet. Yeah, be brilliant. Anyway, I haven't got it. JJ's too busy playing with the budgies.
Should I press this on?
Yeah.
Should we do a swap?
So what I mean about it being big on that little mat. If I move along a bit, you got...
There we go.
There you go.
I'm just making sure that all the white border around the flags, around the triangles are covered.
So this is the length, you've done the length of the whole panel really, haven't you?
Yes.
Hannah was very confused last night when we talked about this because she thought it was going to be a quilt with bunting hanging from it. She didn't realise it was going to be bunting as the main decoration. She thought there was going to be bunting hanging. She was drunk. She wasn't drunk, sorry. That was just her being normal, apparently.
There we go. So I've got that along this edge.
Yeah.
A spare bit there, but I'll save that.
Well, yes, that you won't waste. I was going to say, because you'll use it for something else, won't you?
The angled bits in a minute. It's helpful in two ways to have this on. For positioning them in the first place on the background, but also holding those edges together.
I mean, I don't want to put your workmanship to question, but is it as simple as it looks, this one? It's if you've never quilted before, because there's no patchwork as such, is there really? Because it's an applique, and I presume you do applique this binding on as well?
Yes.
So it's like an appliqued quilt rather than a patchwork quilt, isn't it?
The only real patchwork involved in it is the sashing strips down the sides.
Yes.
And the back is pieced.
Oh, yes. We'll show you the back in a little while.
And it's fine to just patch pieces of the adhesive over.
Yes. We have the one from earlier.
Try that one. Do you think it fits?
Perfect. So you planned it. Oh.
I'm just going to trim it. It doesn't matter if it overlaps a bit.
Right.
But I'll try and trim it to fit a bit more.
It's a lovely top you're wearing. Is it new?
It is new.
It's cute, isn't it?
It's got slightly flamenco-y sleeves.
A flamenco?
Yeah.
It's funny, we had flamingo fabric. Oh, no, flamenco is different, isn't it? We were supposed to have some flamingo fabric today, but it's got taken off us. So you literally do all... Oh, how many do you need? Do you use all the hot one pack? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did you use... How many packs?
It's the entire panel, because there's one over the back as well.
So you use all the flags, the pennants. No, pennants is something you say in church, isn't it? Hang on.
So.
Pennants from the panel.
This is probably the most fiddly bit.
Do you need more?
I'll do a couple more.
Oh, now one strap goes over two then.
It does.
That's quite hot.
And
Mind your fingers.
So in a minute we'll pink down there. So yes. it covers both sides. Just check I've got it the right way. I don't glue up the bottom of the iron.
No, leave that to Jay. I've got this lovely dark blue shirt that I'm desperate to wear. It's got Smarties on the inside of the collar and cuffs. And I brought it in the other day to wear, and I was ironing it, and the irons, not this one, the one out there by the dressing room, spat all over it. So I took it home and washed it again. I only did the same thing today, so I kind of got it off, went to wear it, went to put it on, and realised I hadn't done one of the sleeves, and it was literally, we were a bit behind today, because Lucy was late. So, oh, poor old Lucy.
I'll do 4, and then I can do 1 strip of bunting.
Say this again?
I'll do 4, I'll cut 4 flags out,
yes,
so then I can do 1 strip.
Good morning, John and Joe. Love this bunting, so colourful. Love your show, too. Love the show, too. Lots of love, Nora. Thank you, Nora. Sorry.
Oh, my.
Is this going to brighten up? The thing is it what people are going to ask? Can you wash it, Joe?
Yes.
Because a white a white quilt in a child's bedroom, asking for trouble, really, isn't it?
It is, really.
But it looked lovely. But if it's washable, that's fine. And the Bondaweb... Oh, you stitched it, so it doesn't matter about the Bondaweb, does it? Because you'll have stitched it down anyway, so...
Yes.
Jackie, is the bunting panel available separately? That's Jackie from Carmarthenshire. Bonada Shumai. That's Welsh.
That's good.
Wait and see, Jackie. But wait and see. I'm not allowed to tell you yet, but yes. But I'll tell you about that in a minute.
There we go.
Just bear with me, Jackie, my love.
And then once I've gone all the way along,
yeah.
I would peel all the backing paper off, just so I'm not going with my rotary cutter and scissors. I'm not going through paper.
Hang on. Oh, okay.
Just preserves the blade a bit.
Yes, because we always have this question: do you cut? Because some designers cut the Bondaweb with their cutting scissors. Some cut it with their rotary cutter. Some have special ones that they only use for Bondaweb. So you're taking it off.
I'm taking it off.
Shall I help?
Oh, if you wouldn't mind.
You said that like I've never helped you before. Oh, mind you, I think it might be more of a help than a hint. Oh, now this is a job that would annoy me because it just. Oh, there you go.
I have dressmaking scissors for Beth.
Oh, but look. You have to be careful. Does it matter if you don't get all the paper off? Yes, I suppose it does, doesn't it?
I don't think it'd be the end of the world if any was left on.
But no, look, I've got a little bit there. Look.
Want me to? I don't have...
No, I can do it.
I don't have much in the way of fingernails.
No, I cut mine last night. I haven't been able to go on... I haven't been seeing Amy for ages. What do you see? Remember, when poor old Natasha's Freddie was off sick, Derek and I had to fill in all her shifts, so I didn't have time to go then. And then I've been very busy this last 2 days, so I haven't been to see her. I did have this weird new facial, though. It's called an Environ facial. And what they do... Oh, I tell you, it's terrifying. Well, it's not terrifying. It was brilliant. But what they do is you have, like, a facial, and then they put this, like, mask on, but it's like it hardens into, like, a proper... like prosthetic mask, right? So you can't move anything. I refused it to... I said, don't put it over my mouth and my nose because I'll be a bit claustrophobic. Anyway, what they then do is you lie on like an electric plate and they run an electric shock through your face and everything. It's brilliant. All right, what do you want me to do, Hannah? Oh, what comes in the blue bundle? Do you want me to go on to what?
Shall I finish peeling this
still, rather than walk away so I can carry on helping Joe. What comes in the blue bundle? This is what comes in the blue bundle. What you do is you get 4 metres... Where's the white fabric on there? I don't think it is. You get 4 metres of white fabric, which you can't see. You get 4 metres of the blue aqua spot on. You get you get the panel. You get the warm white wadding, batting, the 2 threads, the 2 Bondawebs, and I've said 4 metres of the white. But there's 2... Oh, no, there's not 2. There's only 1 blue. There's only 1 blue. There were 2 blue, but... 8 metres of fabric. You get everything you need to make this whole quilt there it is, single bed size. Put a bit of time to one side for the taking off of the Bondaweb, though.
Do you think I should have pre-prepared some?
You'd not got one already, man.
No. I've not, honestly.
Oh, OK. Well, we're nearly done, aren't we? I know, sorry. Director Mike's bored already, so I do apologise at home if you're bored. How could you be on a Joe show? I don't know. Right.
There we go. Last bit.
We've also got the Joel Druby pink one, remember, the Cumulus one. There's a still of that one. Let's see if we can spot the white fabric on this one. You love the Joel Druby fabric, the Cumulus fabric. That would be it would be your side panels and your patched back as well. No, hang on. Yeah, it would be your side panels, your ribbon to make the bunting out of, and a panel at the back. You do get the 4 metres of the white as well. And the panel, and the batting, and the thread, and the Bondaweb. There is white fabric on there. You get 4 metres of the white and 4 metres of the pink Cumulus. Right, sorry, Jo, ready to go?
I'm ready to go, yes. So measuring from the top outer white edge of the flags, 1/2 inch, and I'm just going to cut. So I have 1/2 inch of the blue spotty fabric above.
It's lovely the noise a rotary cutter makes. It goes through fabric, isn't it? Now, why did you not? Did you do this to get straight edges? You don't cut them out with pinking shears then?
No, because these top edges will be tucked inside the inside the binding.
Yeah.
Okay. Do the same on the other side.
Oh, of course, because that's the top of some of the others, isn't it? Why have we got the starch? The lovely bunting quilt, John. Bright shirt, lovely. Glad you like my flamingo. Lots of love, Lorraine. Oh, that fabric was gorgeous, wasn't it, Lorraine? But I've got this shirt on, except I thought these were budgies. I got it on purpose because we're making budgies later. There's one, just arrived. Except there's no budgies, apparently, on my shirt. Parrots, lovebirds, and no, didn't I have a parakeet? And wasn't there a cockatoo as well? Here, no. There, what's that? What's that one? I don't know what they are, you see. Oh, when you've finished drinking your tea, cameraman. Right, what's that? That's a parrot, is it? What are those there? That's a macaw, isn't it, the red one? It's not all parrots. Maybe it is. Anyway. Right, sorry, Jo, I'm taking away from you. What are you doing now? So you've 1/2
inch.
1/2 inch at the top with your rotary cutter, 1/2 inch at the bottom with your rotary cutter, but now you're cutting between the two with your pinking shears.
And this is all backed with the adhesive.
Yes.
So these edges will also be stuck down.
So it doesn't... Yes.
So I've only done these 4, so I'll cut these 4 out.
You only need 4 for each section, don't you?
Yes. 4 on a string.
Did you decide? When you made the real thing? Did you make all of the flags first?
Yes.
Because you don't want to place them and then suddenly realise you've got 2 the same. Well, I don't suppose there are 2 the same, but 2 the same pattern to get next to each other, do you? So you've placed them all and you've divided them into the 4s.
I did. I divided them into the colours, had a pile of each, and then allocated them. It's quite good to lay it out on the floor and just experiment with what goes where before you commit to pressing them in place.
Right, how many of those are you going to cut out? 4?
I'll cut out 4.
OK, I'm going to go and do the bundles, if that's all right, while you cut 4. Oh, and... someone will have to get it for me. OK, I'm not going to worry. Because there's nobody here with any fabrics, that's right. Right, OK, these are the bundles. These are the bundles I'm going to quickly go through with you. What would you like to do first? The aqua one first. So look, you get 4 metres. That's an awful... Do you have much left over?
There's not an awful lot left over because what's left over from the front, I then pieced to make the back. There are...
OK, well, we'll show you the back in a second. I will show you the back in a second. Where are you going, Jay? Oh, it's in the trolley. Put it in the trolley. Anyway, Aqua Spot, 4 metres. Optical white, 4 metres. The panel, the 2 threads, the batting, and the Bondweb. There's the everything you need to make the whole quilt. £99.95. Then we've got the Cumulus one, the Joel Dewberry fabric one. Now I love this because it's clouds and it's got migrating geese. So all bird. Is it bird inspired today? It's got birds. Got the budgie coming up later. Look, can you see them there? Look. Oh, they're upside down. Oh, no, hang on. Oh, no, because they've got to flap the wings down and up, haven't they? Some have got the wings down. I thought that one was upside down then. Can you see? They're geese, aren't they? Migrating geese. So they're all going in different directions. But anyway, Cumulus Facts, gorgeous fabric. 4 metres that, 4 metres optical white, the panel, the 2 threads, the Bondweb, and the wadding. Then we've got this one in the pink. Did we say this was Candy? I think we did. Candy spot on. So you get 4 metres of this. I suppose if they've done like a boy or a girl, isn't it, really? I hadn't even thought about that. Mind you, we were like gender neutral these days, don't we? So we've got 4 metres of the pink, 4 metres of the white, the panel, the threads, the Bondweb, and the wadding, all thrown in together in that lovely bun. So everything you need. It's £99.95 to make the whole quilt. Yes. Now, I've also got some fabrics that I can sell you in the ½ metre as well. So let me just move these across a little bit so I can show you these fabrics. Now, these are, if you don't want, say, you buy this as a bundle or whatever, but maybe you want to, which one? Panel first, right? Jackie just messaged, she's saying, can I buy the bunting panel on its own? Of course you can. It comes in a panel, right? They're usually 112 centimetres by, that's about ½ metre. That one's about ½ metre, isn't it? 60 centimetres normally. Oh, that's 60 centimetres. It's £6.95. So you get 12, is it 12? No, 16 flags you must get on there. 16 flags you get on there. So even if you don't want to make the quilt, you could make your bunting for your wedding, for your summer party, for your child's party, for your child's bedroom. Anything you want to, really. Beautiful, isn't it? And they've all got a theme. They're all different, but they've all got a theme. They've got the unicorn, they've got flowers, they've got the rainbows, the castles in there. So now, maybe, oh yes, well, maybe if you've made the quilt, you're thinking, oh, I want to make a bunting for the bedroom or something like that. Buy the panel to go with, £6.95. Now, oh yes. No, I can tell you this now because we've got this glitch. It still hasn't been fixed yet. It is being fixed, but it's not fixed yet. But I did explain to the audience the other day. If you want more than 3 of these, you need to ring the call centre. So if you want to buy 3, then you can put it on the web. But if you need more than 3, you need to speak to the call centre. It's a glitch that we're working on. We're still, we're still new, really. We've still got glitches we have to get rid of. I could think of a few glitches I could get rid of, but, he's still here. Right, so that's the panel. That's the panel. Then I've got 3 fabrics. Say that again. Oh, same range. Because imagine if the thing is, you could also, look at this, it's lovely. You've seen it before, you'll have seen it before. This is obviously a metre. This is obviously a metre I've got here. But look, the panels, I've got the castle. They've got the, I'll come up here. They've got the rainbow, they've got the tree. It's all the same icons. So if you've made the quilt, you could then make maybe cushions or curtains. This would be lovely curtains for a child's bedroom, wouldn't it? Anything, lampshade. This would make a nice lampshade, wouldn't it? Because if you imagine, the light would come through the white, wouldn't it? And you'll see the icons even brighter. It's lovely, isn't it? So how much is that? £5.95 for ½ metre. Now it's 100% cotton, machine washable at 30 degrees. By Macau, what you need to do is buy the ½ metre, so you can have 50 centimetres as the minimum. Then, now again, if you need more than 1.5 metres, you do need to ring the call centre, just while they sort this glitch out. Oh, they're ever so lovely. They're ever such a lovely call centre. Very, very helpful. Get lots and lots of good feedback about them. And then this Love Hearts one. This is from the same range. Now, I don't think it appears anywhere. I don't think... Oh, there is a Love Heart. There is a Love Heart, not quite the same, on the bunting. But I just think this is beautiful anyway. I love this fabric anyway. Even if you're not going to make the quilt and you want to make some curtains or some, like a little I don't know, little cushions for the room or something like that, little pillows. Pillows would be nice in this, wouldn't they? Or you want to make a ballet bag or something like that. £5.95 for half a metre. Or at £5.95. Hannah's saying, oh, Hannah, were you watching the other day when I was on with Jennifer Mills? She had the perfect bag for you to put your potatoes in. It's like an origami bag. It was brilliant. I kept saying, this is perfect for Hannah's potatoes. This is perfect for Hannah's potatoes. Well, you know, because she read somewhere, it's, you know, Hannah shouldn't read really, should she? But she read somewhere that you have to keep your potatoes once you bought them in the dark. Don't keep them out because they'll all, what do they call those things? Eyes. They'll have eyes in them. So if you keep them in the dark, they won't do that, apparently. Right, I'm going back. Should we see the quilt? There it is. So you've cut out your 4 bunting panels, 4 bunting pennants.
So I'd have done, for a full quilt, I'd have done all 16.
Yes, of course, yeah.
And all the edges have the adhesive on.
Right.
Then from the backing and binding fabric, we need to put 4 2-inch strips for the bunting binding. And then you'll need 7 for binding the final quilt if you do the 60 by 80 finished size quilt.
Okay.
So I'd cut those off first. If you want to do double fold binding, 2 inches, but if you're doing single fold, so you just fold it over once, and you've got the folded edge that turns over, then 2.5-inch binding strips. And then for these 2-inch strips, which will form the bunting binding.
Yeah.
You want to fold both sides into the centre.
Okay, but this is still straight. You're using a bias binding maker, but you're making straight binding, aren't you?
Yes, I've just cut with the fabric strips for both lots of binding. But actually, you can use the bias binder maker. It's really handy for this. So I'll give this a press. And these bunting binding strips.
Bunting binding strips.
It's really handy if... Am I allowed to use this, or is this the...
Oh, go on.
Is that all right?
It's all right to spray it onto your ironing board cover, though? Or do you need to put something underneath it?
I always spray it directly onto it. I won't do it today.
No, please do. No.
Oh, we'll do now. But what if another designer shouts? Because...
Well, I'll say it's you. It's going all over the board.
Don't tell anyone.
So the brackets at the moment are the bias binding meter for the inch, the 25mm. So you have to cut it at 5 centimetres wide, don't you, too? If you're going to finish off with 2.5. Hang on. A 1 inch. It's a 1 inch, so you cut it at 2 inches wide. So for 25mm, you cut it at 50mm wide, twice the width of the order. The best price is what we just... Oh, now why haven't we done that before? Because that works perfectly. The best price going across... Now, we've only got it in the linen colour with us on air today. If you check on the web, it also comes in lavender and... No scent. No scent. This one's lovely because it smells like a laundry. It smells like a laundry room, doesn't it? Really working well with the bias binding. No, it's not bias binding, straight binding, but with the bias binding maker. This is lovely. It smells like, you know, that perfect smell of a laundry room, warm laundry. Only because I've worked in a laundry room when at theatre, you know, you have to wash everything. It just smells that lovely, clean, fresh smell. £4.95, and it's not got. It's not an aerosol can. In my day, it was an aerosol can with a bird with a red breast on the front, and you know, like that. Mind you, I was in the gym the other day. Yes, I went to the gym on my day after, and I was getting ready afterwards. I had my shower and I went like that, and this man went and walked out the dressing room. I was like, oh, all right. Talking about making a protest.
There we go.
That worked brilliantly. I've never thought about that. But would you not do that on the? Would you do it on bias binding as well, or just on straight binding? Use the spray starch. I suppose you could.
You want the flex, I think, with bias binding.
But you've still got the bend. Yeah. You've still got the bend in it. Oh, I'm going to test that out later.
And the fold holds really nicely in place.
I haven't got one in a packet. This is your bias binding maker. Now, this is the 25mm one, which is an inch. It means that it's the finished binding is an inch wide. And then this little handle, I don't think Joe used the little handle. Can I just show this end that you haven't ironed yet? So that's your finished binding. Whether you do it straight, which is this is, or bias binding, that's your finished tape there. But what Joe's now doing, see, if you were a dressmaker, you'd stitch along that one there and then fold over. What Joe's actually doing is ironing it in half now, aren't you?
It just makes it that bit easier a bit later. I mean, you could save this for once it's attached and then press it in half. But I quite like doing it now.
Oh, Lorraine said oh, yeah, go. The bias tape makers are so great, save so much time, and so... Now, go look at your spelling, Lorraine. I think accuracy. She loves us. Accurate. She means accurate, don't you, Lorraine? Accurate. That's like... You see, the way you spelt it, Hannah understood it. Accutarat, is it? It's what's that spell checky? What's that? Auto check, isn't it? Auto spell. I hate it. Anyway, thank you, Lorraine. Big kiss.
There we go.
Also, oops. I said also then. I've got no idea what I was going to say. I had a quick flash of inspiration. Like, oh, I've got to tell them about that. Forgot all about it. Right. Okay. What are you doing now then?
This I've only got a half piece, just so I'm not struggling with a full size backing piece. So it would be 40 by 80. This is a 40 square.
This piece?
This would be this central section.
The whole... It's not the whole thing, is it? 40 by 80? Oh, yes, 40 by 80.
40 by 80 is the whole thing for the finished quilts. This one's a 40 by 40, just for ease of using it. And then we want to work out where the bunting, the binding will go.
Right.
So from right side up, looking at 4 inches down from the top corner on the right-hand side.
Right. Don't forget all these instructions. Joey's going to type them up and send them in to Wendy, so they will go on the website, or our social media girls will sort it out. And boys will sort it out later.
So I've measured...
4 inches down from the end there.
4 inches down. I'm going to have to take the... Just going to consult my notebook as well.
And how many inches down on this side?
And this side, it will be 11. But I'm going to use this one because in the widest...
You're going to try and get what on? Oh, yeah, no, I've just said that. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed. What have you just marked down there?
From the top on the right-hand side, we mark 4 inches down. And from the left-hand side, it's 11 inches down.
Right.
And then from there, the measurements alternate 24 inches, 10 inches, 24 inches. And that's why I've written up the instructions, because it's easy.
So on this side, it goes 11.
11 to start. Yeah. And then it will start with the 10-inch measurement on this one. So 11 to start.
Yeah. Then 10 inches.
And then 10 inches. And then 24, although I haven't got as long a piece this time. So I've done the 24 then, and I'll alternate it with the 10. So I've got those marks. This will be where the bunting starts and finishes.
Right.
So that top one will go from there to there.
Right.
So then you can either use a ruler and mark a straight line all the way across.
Could you not just pin one end and one... Oh.
I folded it and pressed a crease.
Oh, did you? How you can do that still on our little ironing board?
Well, you get the general idea.
Yeah.
So I folded it like that because they're not straight horizontal lines.
Oh, can I slide it for you?
Pop that one there, just so... Sorry, I've got myself in a tangle.
Sorry, yes. Right, so hang on.
You tried to help then. Sorry, John. There we go. So each of these measurements down the side needs to be joined in pairs. Okay.
Oh, so you need to do the almost like the washing lines in creases, as it were.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you could draw it with a water erasable pen.
Yeah. Would it not work if you just pinned the binding at each end?
You could do. I then pinned with the right side of the binding against the front of the fabric. I pinned one of the long edges along so that it met the crease.
Oh, so you do it like dressmakers then?
You do.
Yeah.
And then so, just inside that crease there, all the way along. And if it's not perfectly straight, if it goes a bit wibbly-wobbly, I think that sort of adds to the look.
Well, it's like a washing line, isn't it? If it was real bunting, it wouldn't be perfectly... I can't speak perfectly straight. Sue said, the bird perched on the machine. Where is the pattern, please? Lots of love, Sue. You've got to wait till the 10 o'clock show, and you'll be able to see. That's you. Ever since we've seen these, Hannah and I have gone crazy about them. Hannah's got the two. Hannah's the two that are over there. That's the blue one that we're going to show today. And then there's two because you made it for the magazine to start with, didn't you? The So Simply Sewing magazine. So those two were made for the magazine out of Joe's fabric over there. They're gorgeous. They're on Hannah. They live on Hannah's desk now. And then there's this one here on the machine, which is part of today's show.
Do you think he'll stay there while I sew?
Oh, I'll he can fly. Watch. Well, I did want to throw it, did I? So concentrate on the sewing, please.
So I'm just sewing just inside the crease. See if I can...
Oh, not on the crease?
On the crease or just inside it, either way. Let's take this pin out. Right, I'm going to do this quickly, just so...
The social media bunch are brilliant, just like everyone else who works for Sewing Quarter John. Oh, Anne, that's very sweet of you to say. Oh, yes, I'll do that in a second. People asking about the fabric in the half metre, I'll do that in a second for you. I've got it here, so I'll do it. So you're just stitching down. Let's just get
I'm
that.
speeding through this a bit, just so I can...
No, you're not. You're going quite slowly.
Well, no, I was rearranging them.
Well, it's a straight line, but it's on the diagonal, so it's on the slight bias. So you do have to be careful you don't stretch it, don't you? The one underneath, I mean, not the binding.
I mean, you could spray a bit of starch on that as well to minimise any stretching.
We might as well. You've got a whole bottle of those gorgeous linen.
And you have a lovely...
The smell is delicious. Really, really lovely, that one. That's, you see, that's almost like... I know you mustn't because it's starch, but that's the kind of spray you'd want to spray in your laundry room, isn't it? Because, you know... Yeah, no, Natasha did that. Was it Natasha that did it? Natasha did that. And went like that. And of course, it's starch, isn't it? Do not do that. You can't balance this one very well. Anyway, what are you stitching there?
Okay, so I've stitched, it's very rough and ready, but I've stitched the binding
Cut to the binding!
Don't zoom in. And if I just fold this over, just to give an idea of the centre of the fabric.
Right.
That's roughly the centre. And then...
I've got some fantastic stories about budgies when we come to the budgie show later. If you only have a small table work area, any tips to keep the fabric from dragging and falling on the floor? From Patricia. Oh, I love West Yorkshire, Patricia. From Patricia in West Yorkshire. I
have a very small work table and I end up with a lot of it just in my lap, sort of bulked into my lap. No, I don't have any really useful tips. But if you can keep something, almost a side table, to sort of prop it on next to you, that helps a lot, because quilting, something like this, when you're quilting, roll it up, the bits that you're not using. And
my next door neighbour, Chris, she's lucky enough to have her own sewing room. She's got a table that's like this, and then she's a quilter, and you pull. There's another one, and she didn't pay lots of money for it. There's another one that you can pull out, because the room's not big.
Yes.
But when she's doing a quilt, she can pull that one out, so she's sort of sitting in an L like that, so that she's got something, like you're saying, or get a trolley or something. In the old days, we used to have, like, my mum and my nan had them, like trolleys, 2 layers on wheels and everything. One of those would be good, but you don't see them anymore, do you? Right, now you're getting so much fabric. I'll show you these in a minute. I will show you these in a minute, but you're getting so much fabric in these bundles. This is the aqua one that you're seeing behind me here. You get 8 metres of fabric, 4 metres of the spot on, 4 metres of the white. You can't see the white on there. You get the panel, you get the warm white batting, and you get 2 threads and 2 bonder webs. £99.95. Or we've got, there it is, that's the front of the quilt. Actually, I'll do it now. Oh, I'll do it now. I'll show you the back of the quilt now, because I'll just show you how Joe's patched it at the back. So it's not just a straightforward... It's a single bed size, this, remember? So you've got a section down there, but you've also done a square at the top there as well.
I have, because you have to join two pieces because it's wider than the fabric, I just cut the fabric I had left in the spot. I cut it not quite halfway, same with the white, and pieced them together. So I just think it adds a little bit more interest.
But also you can't see this piecing because you've got your quilting lines anyway, haven't you? So it's not like you haven't got any lines. So I'm going to put it back the right way around if you want to carry on sewing. Oh! There we go. Imagine that with the lovely pink Cumulus fabric as well. This is the Cumulus fabric here, the Joel Dewberry Cumulus fabric in the pink. Still, 4 metres of the pink Cumulus. There is 4 metres of white on there, you just got to find it. The panel, the warm white band, well, everything, £114.95. Right, let's go on with the sewing.
OK, so this is the binding stitched down along here.
Yes.
And then place the flags. You want them about 1.5 inches inside from the edge, maybe 2 inches, and then space them out evenly so that the top of the binding of the flag meets the first crease there in the binding, and then press the flags in place so they're sandwiched in place.
Right.
And then...
You want to do that then?
I will do that then.
While you do, Karen said, morning, if you buy a wooden broom handle, then you can roll your quilt and keep it off the floor.
Oh, that's
a good idea. It doesn't have to be a wooden one anymore, because you can buy those, the one I used to wash my floor with, well, I don't, but wash the floor in the kitchen with, the end comes off, so you could use that, couldn't you? And then it's not heavy at all. It's like a light, I don't know, polyurethane. I don't know where that word's come from, polyurethane plastic. Oh, you can get which one? The pole that you dance in your bedroom, did you say, Hannah? For a birthday tomorrow, that'd be a nice present. Did you have a present list? Oh, no.
Okay.
I'll do the cut fabrics now.
And then to secure these on, I'm going to
I've already got 8 minutes left.
I know.
Halfway through, so sorry.
I'll sew around the edges once. With a plique, raw edge applique, I like to go around it at least twice. But with this, I stitched around it once, and then I quilted around it once as well. So each flag has 2 lines of stitching, but one's a quilting line, and the other one's just to secure it on now.
All right, then.
And then when I've done that, that gets folded down, and you just sew along.
Did you sew along both edges on that?
No, I only sewed along
I only sewed on one edge, yeah.
Bottom one, but I'll sew around these quickly.
All right, then. While you sew around those, I'll show you the fabrics we've got on offer. Now, remember, in the quilting, in the kit for the quilt, you get everything you need for the quilt. Everything. The backing fabric, the wadding, the threads, the panel, the bonder web, everything you need. But maybe you want to make some bunting to go with it. Maybe you don't want to quilt. Maybe you just want some bunting. I love it, we love it, but you buy it, this is how you buy it, right? This is how you buy it. £6.95. You get 16 flags, 16 pennants there. No pennants. Tenants is somebody who lives in your house, isn't it? There must be a T word that I'm thinking of then. Anyway, if you want more than one, if you want more than 3 of these, you need to ring the call centre. But you can buy, and if you buy them, that 3 of them, it's like buying fabric off they'll all be joined together. They will all be joined together. Brilliant. £6.95 for that panel. Really lovely. Now, if you've got this panel, or if you've made the quilt and you just wanted to make a lampshade or a cushion or something like that to go with it, how about this? This is so cute. Because all the icons on this fabric are the same as the icons on you've got the castles in the sky, you've got the unicorn, the trees, the flowers, the hearts. They're all here. They're all on this fabric, look. £5.95 for half metre. I was saying a lovely lampshade would look nice in that, wouldn't it? Awesome curtains. You did what? Lampshade kit is on the back on the website, apparently. I think it'd look lovely as curtains, look. Look. In your kiddies' room. Oh, they look lovely. Oh, you're right there. Just see me in the corner there. Really lovely. Linda says, I use a floor-standing wooden towel rail at the end of my work table. Oh, that's a good idea. Linda, in North Yorkshire. Right, and then one other fabric I've got, which would go beautifully with it, from the same range, is the Hearts fabric. Fancy hearts on white background, £5.95 for half a metre. They're beautiful. Right, I've only got 5 minutes left, so I'll let Jo have that last 5 minutes.
So around the last one.
I see what you mean, because even with this small piece, it's falling off the table now, isn't it? So
it is. I mean, this is a little bit easier if you sat down. So
yes.
It's
Oh, criticism. First criticism there. But it is easier sitting down.
It was a bit passive-aggressive, wasn't it?
Is that because you saw Angie was allowed to sit down the other day at the sewing machine?
Did Angie sit down?
Yes.
Oh.
She was doing... Oh, she was doing... it was a nightmare, though, because we had to buy a new chair. Oh, where's it gone? Where's the new chair gone? Oh, yeah, there it is, hiding over there. Then we had to build a platform for the pedal. Then we had to move that table round sideways, so it wasn't worth. The bundles, the Fuchsia bunting quilt is the pink one. Oh, why is it called Fuchsia? Oh, hang on. Oh, the Joe Druby one's called Fuchsia. Sorry. That's very limited. That's been the most popular one of the three. Right.
So I've stitched around...
single figures are that left.
Stitched around all the pennants.
Yes.
And then fold the binding over. And you can give it another press at this point, and then just stitch along close to the edge, and that should... It gives it a nice little bit of texture to the front of the quilt as well, and then we'll seal everything inside, all the raw edges. And so we want to do 4 of those. OK, so you imagine we've only got half it here, so there'd be another one on here, wouldn't there, going in the opposite direction. Going from here to this mark here. With the 4... Now, if you wanted to... Could you do it with a seam there? If you didn't want all 4 of them on your machine at the same time, you could put a seam in there. Oh, no, you couldn't. It depends which crosses over. Yes. So you've done your fabric with your 4 washing lines on of pennants. Then what's the next stage? Because we've only got a couple of minutes. We'll just talk through the next stage. Once these are all sewn on. I mean, when you are sewing other ones, just either roll up or fold up this section and then concentrate on one strip at a time. OK, so all that's done. What do you do next, then? Now, for that one, I cut, with the fabric, 10-inch deep strips to sash the side. Right. Seamed them, and then found the centre of the backing fabric by folding it over and then joining up the seam, just to work from the centre out each time, just to ensure it goes on evenly. So you made the whole of your front, so it's the central panel and then the 2 side panels. So on this one, it would be... Now, that I cut with the fabric, across the fabric. This, because of the direction of the birds, I cut them the other way. But actually, even if you did cut them with the fabric and the birds were that way, that would be the drape over the side of the bed. So I think it would look quite nice with them going that way. So it doesn't matter either way. So and then trim these bits off and then add the sashing, and then and there's none around the bottom, so it's only down the sides. Just down the sides, right? Then it comes time to quilt it, doesn't it? Yes. Which must have been a nightmare because it's big. It is quite big, but you roll it up and just concentrate. But did you to get your wadding, to get your backing out? Did you lie it on your floor like you normally do? I pieced the back, pressed it as flat as possible, and then I taped it to the floor. To the carpet and got it nice and taut, and then put the batting over the top and then the quilt top on top of that, and then basted 3 layers together. And you can do that with spray based or large hand stitches or safety pins. We've got the curved safety pins on the website. And then you quilted it. And you, as you say, Jay, do you mind? You quilted round the flags, and then you also did echoed the lines round the flags and everything. I did. I just sort of... I didn't have much time to do too much on the quilting, but yes. And then you bound the edge. And then bound the edge, yes. Phew, all that. Now, you're back in an hour with... Oh, he's gone. He's flown off the budgie. Oh, there he is up there. Oh, he is up there. So Jo's back in an hour with the budgie, which I know you were looking forward to.
Lucy's back in the building. Now, what's she doing first? Oh, I know. She's doing the most gorgeous, brand new fabrics. Brand new fabrics. And she's made this lovely quilt doing that thing where you put a square together and you cut it and make, not circles, triangles and things like that. We'll see you in an hour. And make sure you check out your baskets. We'll see you in 3 minutes from now with Lucy.
Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love.
So I'm going to be showing you how to do a slip stitch, which is basically a hemming stitch that is almost invisible on both the right and the wrong sides of the fabric. So I'm going to go in through my layers here, through the single hem. I'm going to leave a tail before doing my double stitch here. So I'm just going to go through one, twice there. That's giving me my double stitch or locking stitch, ready to then do my slip stitch. Okay, so first of all, you need to take the smallest amount of fabric. So you want at least 1 or 2 pieces of thread in the fabric before then going into the fold of your single hem. And you're going to run your needle through that fold before pulling it out. And then again, couple of stitches. Bearing in mind I'm using a really big needle here because I'm using an embroidery thread, but you get the idea where you're just catching your material there before again placing your needle in through the fold of your single hem. So you want to keep these as even as possible. I'm just doing my last stitch now. So here you can see that you can't really see the stitches from the back of the piece, so this would be the back of the trouser leg, the bit that you wouldn't see, and then from the front you should only see very small stitches, if not at all, if you're using the right needle and thread.
Get ready to create a bold, beautiful work of art with a little help from Lucy Brennan. On Saturday the 8th of July, Lucy will be dropping in to share more of her insider sewing secrets. She'll also guide us through her latest creation, a modern, chic quilt that's all about the colour. This geometric design combines a vibrant rainbow palette with striking monochrome tones. The result is a piece that'll fit perfectly into any contemporary home or add a fresh twist to a traditional decor. So tune in on Saturday the 8th of July at 8 AM and give this modern masterpiece a try. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78. What was going on with her hair in that advert? We'll have a word with her in a minute. But she's smiling. She's very smiley on that one. So, look, I'm just going to hold it. I'm just going to let you look at how beautiful all these fabrics and all these colours are. Can you see it all? Shall I lift it a bit higher? Brand new fabric. Oh, sorry, today. Aren't they beautiful? Such gorgeous fabric, lovely colours. Look at that writing there. Is that, oh, look. It's all about sewing. Made by Moda. Isn't it lovely? All the colours. Now, Hannah's very impressed because she says Lucy's done a brilliant job doing them like in a rainbow effect. Well, when I show you... Oh! They're everywhere, aren't they? Look at these. It comes as a rainbow. Look inside here. Lucy said to me in prep when she arrived, she said to me, look at these, right? Apparently 2 people on her train today wouldn't pay their thing and they stopped the train, wouldn't get off. Look. She said, you are not allowed to open one of those, John Scott, because look at the rainbow colours. Right, now, in the bundle, you get 2 of these. Enough to make that quilt, enough to make that quilt. So in the bundle, you get 2 of those. You get a 1.5 meters, is it, of this? 1.5 meters, yes, there you go, 1.5 meters of the backing. And the thread for £59.95. Yeah, 1.5 meters. This is the only bundle I've got at the moment. And the fabric, there's the thing, because you get the wadding. You get the wadding. That wadding you get in the bundle. At £59.95. You do get the wadding as well. Now, you can see other fabrics here. I'll go through those in a little while. Oh! They're meant to be able to fly. Oh, that's what he's trying to do. He's just had his breakfast a bit heavy. Right. Oh, now. Have you got... oh, I won't open one yet. I'll leave it here because we've got to show the bundle. And then I'll open it in a minute. Right. There's the bundle. You do get the wadding as well, which Jay forgot, but it's on the table now. Hello, by the way.
Hello. Hello.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Now, is it complicated?
No, it's not complicated. It's a little bit tricky. There are bits that are a bit tricky, but I'll show you tips to deal with it.
Is each one of these little square... Because, you know, you do a block.
Yes.
Is that a block or is that a block?
That's a block.
Oh, OK. And you've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
by 6.
So 36 blocks you make to go in here.
Yeah.
Oh, look how beautiful that looks. Now, obviously, in the bundle, you get enough charm pack pieces to make this and have 8 left over.
Yes.
Now, so what we're doing is the 8 left over from Lucy's are the ones that are... So the ones you're about to see Lucy demonstrate might not be the best colour combinations.
Exactly.
But she just wants to show you that. And then in a minute, I'm going to open one and we'll go all the way through it. But she was adamant I couldn't open one before we said... And that's here as well for later as well. So... Let's go. So each piece is 5-inch squares.
So each piece is 5-inch squares, and it does come in that lovely rainbow, which we'll go through in a minute.
Yeah.
And then I thought about, I wanted to do a design that kept with this geometric print, because I think that's so, you know, it's so fun, and the colours are just gorgeous as well. But because it comes in that rainbow, I thought that would be fun, you know, sort of theme for the quilt.
Yes.
So I went with the triangles. But the way we're doing it, we're not actually going to be cutting triangles.
Oh, OK. Even though it's all about the triangle.
It's all about the triangles, but we're doing quarter square triangles. So we're starting with the squares, we sew them together, and then we're going to make triangles from the squares. I'll let you show
us how to do it.
Yeah.
Remember, this fabric's brand spanking new today. In the kit, like I said, you get 2 charm packs. You get the 1.5 meters of the fuchsia. No, it's not fuchsia. It's oh, I know the name of this. Not forest fruits. Hang on, it's deep orchid. That's it. Deep orchid, and the thread, and the wadding. So basically, in that kit, you've got enough to make this. Plus, and then you'll have 8 of those left over.
And you'll have a few charms left over, which you can actually, you could make a scrappy binding and have little bits, you know, around the edge if you wanted to do that, to incorporate all of them.
A scrappy binding?
Yes, you just add...
Is that a technical term?
Yes. You just add little pieces of it in.
To the
binding.
To the deep orchid.
Yeah, and then you just have it. And then it almost looks like bits, you know, you can match it up with the colours and then it would be like bits of it.
No, I like it like you've done it.
OK, well, thank you.
I like it, and then I'd make something else out of
And I think the deep orchid works beautifully with that colour that's in the quilt as well.
OK, but I've got other colours which look just as beautiful with it in a minute. But anyway, let's go through.
And this text print, which is really cute, fabric measurements,
now,
yards, inches.
Do you have to worry about directional of any of the fabrics?
I didn't.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Fine.
I mean, you can with the words, but I always think with a quilt it gets seen from every angle anyway, so I don't.
Oh yes, because it's a square. You're going to twist it around and everything.
I mean, you can.
we'll talk about it as I get to it, but you are going to rearrange the blocks anyway. So if you wanted all the text ones to face a certain way, you would be able to do that. Yeah,
right, brilliant.
You can play with it as you lay it out. So to start off with, we're sewing 4 squares together.
Okay.
Okay. So when you get the charm pack, because it's in the rainbow, you can split it into the different colours.
Yes,
and
which
you
is
can
how
work...
you've done. Oh, I see. So you put all the pinks together, all the reds together, all the greys together, the blues together. So you put all the different colours together when you opened your charm pack.
Yes, and then what I've done is mixed some. So some have an orange and a pink.
Well, you want it to ombre through, don't you, I suppose?
Yes, a yellow and an orange. So within that 4, I've sort of kept to the family of colour. So I really could have done a yellow and a green, or so, you know.
Yes, but you've only got one yellow one.
You don't have as many yellow.
Oh, that's unusual.
You get more of the blue.
But that's the joy of opening your charm pack at the beginning. You can see it all together.
Yeah, and see all those colours.
Okay.
And play with it as you like. But I tried to keep the colour families together as much as possible.
Until this demonstration.
Until this demonstration. Could have done a neutrally one, but it would have a lot of text then. So we're just going to sew these into rows and sew it together to make a 4-patch block. Okay.
Will you need the iron out?
I will. Yes, please.
Your earrings, have they got a pattern on the other side?
I think it might be hammered slightly.
Oh, no, that's fine. We won't do a close-up. We're apparently not allowed to do a close-up on your earrings. I'll just have a look and tell you. Because they look like dog tags, don't they?
I think it's...
Oh, it's mottled. It's like tempered metal.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like, you know, one of those things you go to the vet and you go, could you put, you know, Flossie and Flossie's phone number? One of those.
Right, thank you. So I'm just sewing with a 1/4-inch seam.
Don't you miss working
with me? What are you saying about me, John?
Nothing. Oh, nothing. But I did judge a dog show last weekend in Long Compton.
Did you?
Oh, and do you know what? The best of the whole show was a dog called Fern. And you know why I picked her? Because she had a big bottom and short legs. Not that she reminded me of you. But then the very next night, I was judging Miss Birmingham for the Miss Great Britain pageant. So you can imagine, and she didn't have short legs and a big bottom, but you can imagine the comments I got when I told all my friends I'm doing a dog show one day and then Miss Birmingham the next day.
I can imagine.
Yes. Anyway, we'll get on with the sewing.
So we'll get on with the sewing. So I've sewn those into...
Would you like me to press them?
2 rows. Yes, well, pressing is quite important with this because you've got a lot of seams meeting.
Oh, yes.
So whereas normally I would press one to one side, one to the other and butt them up, in this instance, you're better to press all your seams open because of how you're constructing it and where you put them all together. It's better to do them open. Oh, well, that's lovely.
Gerardine is messaging. Hello, Gerardine,
Hello,
my love. Morning, Lucy and John. Love you two presenting. Don't move when you're on air.
She doesn't move.
Oh, I thought she meant for us. So, be like that for an hour. What beautiful fabric. Sorry, the budgie. The budgie fell off its perch. Oh. Take care, love, Gerardine. Look how you spelt budgie. Gerardine, my love.
That was funny. What's he doing now?
I am because it's because I was trained as an English teacher, you see.
Are you setting the scene?
Yeah, that's because you don't know that it... Hannah even said, I don't mind about the spelling being wrong. That's because she doesn't know that it's wrong. That's why. Right, so I'm pressing to see it. What's it, the seam?
Set it.
Set the... Oh, they're very little. I can't... Where am I knew there was something missing.
I nearly forgot mine, actually. That's funny.
You can't see anything without yours.
I can.
No, I haven't even got to prep them or anything.
Oh,
we were such a rush today.
Yeah.
But...
would you like me to do it?
You have to clean them. You'll have to do it. But I came in going, I'm missing something. Got my water, got this.
Yeah.
And, of course, it's my little thing and my glasses.
Mine are for distance. It was when I was driving. That's the worst thing.
What, were you driving the train?
Forget them. No, thank goodness. The train was a bit of a nightmare today. Wasn't good.
So next time, will you pay your fare? Instead of holding all those people up that need to get to work.
Certainly not me. Certainly not me. No, that wasn't fun.
I'm not surprised. Loads of you coming in for this bundle. Oh, Jay, you sweetheart. Thank you. I can't see anything through them. They're as filthy as anything. But... and I don't know where my thingy is. You're loving the new fabric. I'm not surprised. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah.
The thing is, like Hannah's saying, anything with a rainbow situation is gorgeous, but you don't have to do it like a rainbow. You could completely
do it as you like.
We'll show you when we open one later. We can randomly put them wherever.
Well, and this one's going to be random as well, so it would give a different effect. So I'm going to put these right sides together and sew here, and I just want to check that.
So now, what you do is you normally nestle it, because you've got the seams going one way and the other one going the other way. You'd normally nestle it.
Yeah.
How do you make sure that they're in exactly the right... Because it's important that they are in exactly the right place,
It is really important. So I just pull it back and make sure that it's lined up, and then I pin diagonally. But you want to always just pull it back, and remember that it doesn't matter if it's meeting at the edge. Doesn't matter if it's meeting down here, it's the 1/4 inch.
It's got to meet
so
at the 1/4 inch.
So that's where it's got to meet, yeah. So I'll just put those together. And I mean, you can, if you really don't like pressing your seams open, you could do it to the side. It just means that you're going to have a bit more bulk.
Yeah, because there are lots and lots of corners to match up now.
There are. So then I'll just sew a 1/4 inch seam down there. I just want to check on the back that I'm not catching.
Yes, because they're open. Normally you're going with your seams, aren't you?
Yeah.
But you've got to because they're all open.
And then again, I'm going to press that seam
one open. Right, just in case you forget, I've put my glasses on the shelf behind there, so we start looking for my glasses. We know where they are. I normally have my lovely little thing to hook them on, but...
Are you feeling a bit lost without it?
A bit lost today, full stop. Oh, yes, no, because I can do distance perfectly. Rachel says, Lucy and John, you two are such a wonderful double act. I can read it until somebody puts the iron right in front of the screen. I love watching you two together. Always make me laugh. We're here to be professional. We're not here to make you laugh.
We're so professional.
So professional.
So that's one, and I'm going to repeat it and do it again. So I'm going to make 2 of those. Now,
have you got enough? Oh, yeah, you only had 8 left.
Yes, I've got plenty.
Oh, no, you got loads. You've got more than 8 left. How did you do your maths wrong, then? You said I've only got 8 left.
No, you'll have...
No, hang on.
Oh, I'm not sure.
We're not sure how she's done that.
I don't know how I've done that. Magic. Maybe I had a duplicate or something. I don't know. So when we come to put them together, we're going to be doing the trick of sewing around the outside and cutting it.
Diagonally, right?
So the blocks that you're going to end up with, let me think about it, will be these 4, these 4, these 4, and these 4. So when you're arranging it...
Don't put 2 fabrics together.
You can check, yes, because if I do it that way...
If you do it that way, you're going to get two.
Now, I did do that on some, and it just means that you know, that they end up together. So you'll have like a square, see that?
Oh, right down there. Yeah, down there.
And there.
There.
So some of them, you'll have them... In fact, that's not in a block. There. Those 2.
Oh, yeah,
so that's in one block.
There. So there must be another one of those.
Because occasionally you get... Well, some you get doubles of.
Yes.
Some you or some you might get 3 or 4, and some you only get 2. So it's all different.
Sue says, John, you're so funny. Love the show and all the presenters. I'm new to Sewing Quarter, and we'll be watching every morning. Lots of love, Sue. Thank you, Sue.
So you want to fold it back and have a look at which, what block you're going to cut.
Oh, so you do it before you sew it?
Yes.
Do it before you sew it?
Do it before you sew it.
Got it.
Now, having said that, if you put thought into every single one, it's going to take you an awfully long time. So I would try not to get 4 of the same, say,
but there's going to be how many of those are there going to be in total? There's loads of those in total, aren't there?
Yes. Yeah, I think you do this 8. I think you make 18 of these.
Yeah.
So and then put them together. So it's really up to you. Okay. But I think an element of random is okay.
I'll do it over there, Hannah, if that's all right.
Yeah. An element of random is okay, but you just might want to be mindful that you don't have 3 or 4 of the same print in one block.
Okay, now I'm going to go and open a charm pack, but was there something you wanted to say about it before I opened it?
Just that, when I was making this, because it comes in the rainbow colours, what I did was, you know, open it, take the band off.
Well, I'll pretend to be you.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
Pretend to be you.
And then separate it into the colour, into piles of the colours, if you see what I mean.
Right, so I'll pretend to be Lucy at home.
So you show how easy it is, John.
Oh, they're saying now, what are you trying to say? If you can do it, anyone can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, remember in your bundle, you get 2 of these. So did you open both of them to lay them all out?
Yeah, just do one, you know, then you get the idea. But yes, I did do both.
This is the bundle you get. That's the bundle you get, right? So you get 1.5 meters of the deep, I want to say deep orchid. Yeah, deep orchid, the thread, the wadding, and 2 of the Moda charm packs. Brand new today. Brand new today. Right, now I've opened this one for the first time. Oh, now. Why do I need Lucy's help to open them? They said, don't open it, you need Lucy's help.
Well, I've just told you what I was
know,
doing.
it's just told me, Hannah.
Right.
I think Hannah started her birthday celebrations a bit early. The thing is, there's only one with there's only one with writing on it. Some of them have 1s and some have 2s.
Yeah, but some of the writing, some of it's
in
black,
different
some
colours.
Some of it's dark blue, some of it's like the fuchsia.
Yeah. Oh, I love... Now, look, so obviously the first bundle I'm opening here, the first part of the bundle, they're all the greys and the monochromes, right? Then we move into the natural. So, as I say, some of them you've got 1 of, and some of them you've got 2 of. There's 40 pieces in total. Then from the neutrals, you go to like a corally pinky colour. Nice. So you get 2 of some, remember. Oh, I like this one. 2 of some and 1 of others. But you get 40 pieces in total. So you get 80 pieces in total in your bundle. Oh, that's nice, that green one there. So we've gone on to the greens now. Lovely, luscious colours. You know, my plan's not going to work, so I'm not going to have enough room on the table. But I didn't want to do it over there, because I've obviously... Let me just move this out of the way. I'll explain what that is in a second. I'll just put my wadding up there. There we go. Just want to make enough space on the table. So then, these are the colours. Aren't the colours beautiful, Lucy? Pure, bright colours, aren't they?
Are.
Oh, there you see, they have got more writing, but that one's in a different colour, that writing. The writing says, measurements off the bolt, 36 inches, 1/3 of a yard equals... measure twice, cut once. See if that's even on there. It's all the little sayings, isn't it? So then, let me just move Mr. Budgie, or Mrs. Budgie, over there. Oh, this one's not happy, is it, the green one? There we go. Then we're into the blues, look. Jade. "42 squares you get, that's why we're confused." Oh, okay. We said 40 pieces because we read on our paperwork this morning, it said there were 40 pieces. There's actually 42, which is what, Janet, thank you for letting Hannah know that, which is why you've got more left over than you thought, because we read on our paperwork, it just said 40 pieces. You actually get 42. Aren't they beautiful? Look at the colours there. Look at the range. I'm just going to put those 2 pinks there. You see, I've already made a little mini quilt. Just use it. Because if you didn't want to do the triangles, you could just do squares, couldn't you? They'd be beautiful, look. I see what you mean about the yellows, though. You only get a couple of yellows, don't you? Aren't they lovely? They're called Moda Spectrum. I'll just show you the... Isn't it lovely? Absolutely beautiful. Okay, I've laid those out. I'm on my way back. You get 2 of those in your kit, remember? 2 of those in your kit, in your bundle. Right,
I really like the stripe as well.
Yes.
I love the geometrics. That's very,
yes.
I love that. But I think the stripes just give it a bit of softness. You know, it's not all angular.
So you get 84 in the bundle. You get an 84 charm. What do you call them? Charm pieces? Because it's a charm pack,
Squares.
isn't it? Squares, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, off you go.
Charm squares. So I've got 2 4-patch blocks now.
Say it again, sorry, Hannah's chatting.
I have 2 4-patch blocks.
Yes.
Okay. So then I'm going to put those right sides together. And at this point, again, you could just check. It's so easy to turn things around, you know. This is what's going to make up your block when you come to cut it.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just checking.
Are you happy?
I was having a husband moment.
Well, it doesn't really matter, you know.
No, as in your husband, because if he likes something, you do it the opposite, don't you?
Yes, I do, quite often. Although sometimes I do listen to him, occasionally.
Yeah, not too
Depends what
sewing,
mood I'm in.
Yeah.
So we're putting these right sides together, and then we want to pin.
How's your nan?
Oh, she's really well. Hi, Nan.
She's watching again. Oh.
Yeah, she's doing really well.
She's 19 and something like that?
Stop. She's 99. Going to see her on Sunday.
Oh, are you? That's
yes.
nice.
So
I come. Oh, I'm working, can't I?
Oh, she'd love that.
I'll go one day.
So, yeah, that would be nice. So where these are going to meet, where these seams meet, is going to become the centre of your block.
Right.
Okay? So if that's off,
yes,
it's going to be really obvious.
Right, especially as you've got all different colours and patterns, it's going to be very obvious.
So we're doing the trick where we sew around all the edges and then we're going to cut it on the diagonal.
Right.
But therefore, this point here becomes the centre of the block. So it's really important.
And each of those become a centre of the block.
Each of them.
Yeah, so it's
we're
really
making 4. Yeah, so it's really, really important that those seams there meet. So you want to, you know, sometimes I'll just put the 2 things together, sew all the way around and not even pin.
Yeah.
But it's really important that you're going to pin each of those seams and pin the corners as well. Probably do the seams first. So just making sure that they're perfectly in alignment.
Where's your rose quartz ring again?
I know, I left it at home. I didn't mean to.
You sure?
No, yeah, I completely forgot about it. I forgot my watch the other day and I couldn't. It was, you know, I'm not one of those people, I don't check my phone, I check my watch to see what time it is. And I was just looking at my wrist all day long. It was really frustrating. So there we go.
Oh, okay. If you've got this bundle for $59.95 in your basket, we're down to single figures, right? So you need to check out your baskets. You do need to check out your baskets. Not telling you because I want undue pressure. I don't want disappointment. Morning, Lucy and John. Great demos from both girls again, plus entertainment from John. Oh, I'm glad to have my uses. Is this Sheila? I have sent in a picture of my bare paw quilt from Lucy's demo last.
Oh.
I think it's for Sheila. It'll be from Sheila, that. She just comes through as Mrs. Look, you see there where the name comes through. It just comes through as Mrs. We've got it, Sheila. We're just going to get it out. Right.
There we go.
Right.
So you don't need to overpin. You know, you can if you want to, but it's just those are the really important parts.
So you don't need to worry about that one so much. Has that got to be spot on with the one underneath?
No, we're going to cut through that. So that will actually end up in your seam allowance. So even if they don't meet on the other side,
right, I just wondered why you hadn't matched that.
No, that's a good question. Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
Thank you.
It doesn't matter. About the centre so much. I mean, obviously, you want to try and get it through.
Yes.
But you see now what I mean about the seams.
Yes.
Because if we'd have pressed all of those to the side, it would be so bulky on both sides. Yeah. So we've got a lot of seams intersecting. So that's why I've pressed those.
Okay, open. So now you're going to sew all the way around.
So now I'm going to sew all the way around, no gap or anything, just literally no gaps, all the way around 1/4 of an inch.
Right.
And I tend to start about here down the side because it's easier than starting in the corner. So it just means you can press your seams.
And do you go backwards and forwards or lock stitch or anything?
Yes, I do. I just go backwards and forwards. You can do a lock stitch if your machine has it, but I'm still not used to doing the lock stitch, really.
You've had it for months now.
Although I did, yes, on one of the projects I'm doing tomorrow, I've done that.
Oh, okay.
So talk about that tomorrow.
That's with me tomorrow. Yeah, what's with me?
Yeah. Lovely.
So here's Sheila's bear paw. Oh, this is one that could be a bear paw or a fish. And the instructions are on our website.
Oh, the bear paw of fish.
How have you done all of that? Because it was only like a week last week or the week before, was it?
Beautiful. That is beautiful.
What are you going to use it for, Sheil?
I love how she's done the cornerstones as well. It's really pretty.
Cornerstones?
The little squares in the sashing.
Nice.
Beautiful.
The instructions are on our website for the bear paw patch. Lucy. Oh, no, now, isn't this funny? Because I always used to... Right, I'll tell you the question, right, from Patricia. You always wear your watch on the right wrist for any reason?
Do I?
Yeah, why do you wear it on the right?
Do you know, that's funny. I think I used to wear it on the left, and then I got a tattoo. And then I started wearing it on the right. I think I had to wear it on my left at another job to cover it. And then I think when I had the freedom, I just put it on the other side.
Well, we haven't discussed this, have we? We, you know, you're still on probation. You know, not as in, you know, probation.
Well, I was told it's okay that I have.
Okay. No, because I always used to wear my watch on my right-hand side because when we were at school, because we had to have ones that matched our school uniform at school, but if you were caught looking at your watch, you get into trouble. So I'm right-handed, so you're writing, you pretend to write and look at
That's true, yeah.
Can't wear one now, get claustrophobic now.
But I can do it. I can do it either, and sometimes in the morning I think about which wrist to put my watch on. I don't know.
Okay. But you forget your
I'm slightly ambidextrous as well.
Rose quartz ring, but...
I don't know, I forgot my ring.
How can you be slightly ambidextrous? Some things you can do, you have done some things you can't?
Yeah, I can write with my left hand, but obviously not as well as I can with my right hand. And yeah, just different things. My sister's left-handed, but she does some things with her right. I mean, she's more ambidextrous, but she does right, left hand.
So sewing, you'd always sew with your right hand, would you? With your needle in your right hand?
Do you know, I haven't tried hand sewing with my left hand.
Well, there you
I might give it a go. Something for me to do tonight, isn't it? Practice sewing with my left hand. I've taught a lot of people that sew left-handed.
Going slowly for a reason.
Well, not really intentionally. I think I've forgotten how to sew standing up. So when you get
You've not been in for ages then?
I've not been in for a while, no. Let me just show. When you get to the corner, you want to make sure that you're stopping a 1/4 inch of away, lift your foot and pivot. And if it's not quite on the edge, you can go back and do another stitch just to get it to the right length.
No. Poor old Mike on cameras is freezing cold. It's because somebody's played with the angle of the air-con-y thing again. So we're nice and... You're all right, aren't you, here?
I'm okay, yeah. I'd much rather be cooler than...
Yes. But Mike's freezing because he's in direct line of the wind coming out.
He needs to put more clothes on.
Well, he hasn't got much on, has he, today? Oh, not Mike, sorry. Timothy. Oh, I'm getting so confused. Mike, because it's normally Ginger Mike who's normally on cameras, right? He's normally got his coat on, his gloves on and everything on a day
He comes prepared.
Very sensitive. Sheila said, it's a lap quilt for my best friend. Your tutorials are very good, Lucy.
Oh, thank you.
I also put pocket triangles. I thought there was something on the corners. I put pocket triangles on the corner squares in
the sashing.
What's those things called? Sashing.
Sashing.
Yeah. She's put smashing.
She is smashing, that's why.
Yeah.
It was a smashing quilt.
But I can't believe you've done that so quickly, though, because, I mean, I know you said you haven't been in for a while, but it's not months, is it? It's only a couple of weeks, if that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. Thank you, though, Sheila. That was lovely. Go on, then.
So, OK. So we've sewn all the way around the corners, so we've got seams on both sides, and then we're going to cut diagonally.
Right.
So you don't need to mark it or anything, and there are no measurements. You know, obviously we haven't had to cut anything out because we're just working from the charm pack. So it's just really straightforward. So from corner to corner, and you want to make sure that you're lining up with those corners and try to go through the middle. But obviously, I don't know if I'm going through the middle on the other side.
I do need to warn you, we're only down to 8, I think, now. 8 bundles, 8 kits, that's all there are left. 8 kits. If you've got in your basket, you do need to check out. Now, extra sturdiness going through the centre.
Yeah, and I would suggest going over it twice because there is a lot of bulk in that centre there. So don't, you know, I don't want anybody to have any accidents.
No,
Be
no,
careful,
of course, yeah.
But you need to apply a little bit more pressure in the centre, and rather than anybody do themselves any damage, I would just suggest don't move anything.
Also,
I've just moved it. Go through it twice.
And also make sure that your blade is, you know, they don't last forever. Do you know what I mean?
No. And when you change your blade, you realise how much earlier you probably should have done
exactly.
it. Yeah.
Rotating mat from Alpha, one of Lucy's favourites.
It is one of my favourites, and it really does. It's one of those things you sort of think is a bit of an extra, but when you're sewing a lot,
well, if you think how many of these you've got to do just for this quilt,
I
you
know,
what I mean?
Yeah, it does just make it easier, and it keeps it. You know, you're not moving your pieces, and I would suggest to people, if you don't have a rotating mat or it's not in your budget, position it in a place so that you can move around and you don't need to turn the fabric.
You want to be moving the fabric.
So you could do it on the corner of a table or something like that, yeah. But the rotating mat is slightly life-changing for me.
Exactly. For £32.95, life-changing for Lucy.
So just very carefully make sure you've gone through that corner.
Hannah just wants you to rotate the mat before you move. Oh.
Okay.
There you go.
And it's not like, it's not hard to do it, but it's not, you can't spin it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's not a sort of,
it only goes that far. You're mixing the decks or whatever they call it. What do they call it?
They still have those.
Scratching.
Yeah. No, but it was not just going to spin crazily. No. You know, it's nice and firm when you're cutting. Very safe. So then you've got your 4.
Oh, your blocks are finished then.
Blocks. Yep. That's it. So it looks like you've sewn lots of little triangles together.
Does,
but actually, everything you're working from is
you haven't done
square.
one triangle at all.
Haven't done a triangle.
And also, if you cut triangles, you've got bias. If you were cutting triangles, you'd have a bias edge to sew.
You have got bias now.
We have, but not in little. If these are triangles, that one would be biased, that one would be biased, that would be biased, that would be biased, wouldn't it?
But now we've got bias edges,
outsides are biased,
which quilters generally don't like, or you're not really supposed to have bias edges because it does keep everything neater if you can work with the straight of grain. However, for ease of being able to put a quilt together like this relatively simply and not having to cut triangles out all the time.
But you're going to have to face, if you do a triangle, you will have whichever way you do it, you are going to have a bias edge at some point, aren't you?
Yeah. So I wouldn't necessarily starch them all before. Do you know what I mean? All these little pieces. But what I would do is starch them at this point. So as I'm pressing this seam, I could just starch the block as well and give it all a good press. It's really, really important that you don't iron. So you don't want to go backwards and forwards over this block because you could distort the edges of the fabric. I will do a demonstration.
There's a message from Jill, but we haven't got it yet. Now you can spray this on here because Joe's already done it.
Okay, lovely. I'll
get Jay to give it a wipe down later.
And then I'll do it on the other side. So I'm going to press the seam open, want all the seams open. But I'm not ironing, I'm literally just lifting and pressing.
Jill sent a message, said she's a woman of a certain age and she knows she's not going to remember all these instructions.
Yes.
So Jill, what you can do is we go on loop. So this is the 9 till 10 show, so it'll be on at 1 till 2, and then 5 till 6 during the day on the website, or you can go to YouTube. And I didn't know you could go now to YouTube if they've pressed the right buttons. They didn't press the right buttons the other day when Richard was in charge. But anyway, you can go to YouTube, and on YouTube you can pause it, fast forward it, rewind it, everything like that. Then you can see everything you have to do. Yeah. Right.
So I've just sprayed that with a little bit of starch.
Yeah.
And that's
you can see how even with that tiny little spray.
Yeah. But how having pinning those edges when we were sewing around the edges is so important to get that nice neat point in the middle. But this looks like it's more complicated and more work.
Yes, than it really
is. So now I need to press all of these open and just give them a little start.
Good.
And then I'll have to...
Right, while you're doing that, can you talk while you're ironing?
Yes, I can.
This is the wadding that you get in the bundle. It's the baby size. It's 100% cotton. So simple, super soft wadding. Remember, we're down to single figures on this bundle. What do you want to say about this wadding?
I love this wadding.
Okay.
I love it. It's really, really nice.
Why?
Really nice to work with. It doesn't, beard or anything like that, because it's needle punched. So it does have a wrong and a right side.
Oh, okay.
So if you have a look at the wadding when you take it out, you can see where the needles in the construction, as they've been making the wadding, you can see where it's been needle punched. And one side is rougher, where the needles have gone through, and the other side you'll just see the holes. So the rough side.
So which way up do you use it then?
So the rough side goes down on your backing. And the side where you can see just little holes.
What difference does that make then?
It just means that you're quilting it the same way that it was needle punched.
Okay.
So you don't get bearding with it that way because you haven't got any of the fibres.
So this bundle, you're getting 2 brand spanking new charm packs. You're getting this wadding, highly recommended by Lucy. You get the Gutermann thread, and you get the Spectrum Solid as the backing. What a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant bundle that is for £59.95.
And also it's cotton, which is my personal preference.
This is cotton, yeah.
For
so
babies
this is big
or
enough.
small
Baby
children.
size. Oh yeah, 114 by 152 centimetres. That's big enough, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's big enough. You get a little bit at the bottom that you can trim because I've made this square. But having said that, if you were to do this pattern, you can lay it out as you like. If you wanted to make it a bit longer and
oh yes, a longer.
You can do it. It's up to you how you arrange the blocks, which I'll talk about in a second.
Naomi says, happy birthday for tomorrow, Hannah. I think you all have the best jobs. Lots of love, Naomi in Leeds. Oh, Az. Oh.
Me and you sausage.
Yeah, but we have to put it with Hannah. We have to put it with Jay.
Oh, we love Hannah and we love Jay.
Mainly Hannah. You see, Jay said, we were talking about, the quilt that we did in the first hour with Joe, and Jay said, oh, Joe, will you do what Natasha does and get me in and I'll hold the quilt and everything? I went, you're not coming on air looking like that. Did you see his hair first thing this morning?
No, I didn't see it.
I know you might have done it by the time you arrived.
By
you
the
might
time
have done
it.
Yeah.
So,
I just said what size the wadding was. Yes, sorry, Joe. It was 114 by 152 centimetres. It's the baby size, 100% cotton.
Yeah. So it's a cot.
I'll give that back to
It's
Joe.
like a cot size, isn't it?
Come just in shot. You won't be seen. Oh, it's still a bit of a mess. The hair.
It's lovely, Jay.
You're too good to him. You are.
So now you need. So now you've just got to trim off the dog ears. So you'll have dog ears there, and then where that centre point was, you might have a little bit of the seam from the other, been caught there. So you need to trim that as well.
I think there's something major going on in the neighbourhood.
So it's quite boring, but it's important that you do it just because it helps reduce the bulk as well.
Course,
so you just want to go round and trim.
It's all these little details that make it so professional looking,
yes.
isn't it?
Now, technically, you should be squaring this up.
So, see the board go round then? We love it when the board goes round. Technically, you should be squaring them off, but what?
You should be squaring up your block, to make sure they're all the same size.
Yeah.
So you can do that as you're trimming. And now if you find that your quarter inch isn't completely accurate,
right,
and you find that you've done these and they all sort of turn out a funny size, then you could trim them up to make sure that they're all the same size. Because when you come to sew them together, you want them all to be the same size or you're going to run into difficulty. So that's 6 1/4, or just ever so slightly over.
Right.
Now, I didn't trim mine when I sewed them together and I had no problem.
Right.
Because of the construction, it was fine. So look, just make sure when you're trimming off those dog ears, that's all you're trimming off.
Yes.
You're not trimming any back. But if you wanted to trim those down to 6 or something, you could. You just want to make sure that you're keeping that point in the centre. So technically, you're supposed to trim down all your blocks, but because we know these were all cut the same.
Yes.
There shouldn't really be...
if you want your quilt slightly smaller than that, but why would you? But if you did want your quilt slightly... Because you might be making like a crib.
Yes.
What size is this, would you say?
I think it's 36 by 36, I think.
But that's
inches, sorry.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking it's not... Because don't they have special names, like a lap quilt, a cot quilt, a crib quilt?
Yeah, and because I've made it square, so it doesn't fit into the traditional sort of sizes.
Be very good for when you've got a baby and you want to put the baby down.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even at this point...
Oh, yes, what are you going to do?
You could, cut it and come up with different things, but you are going to lose your points. So if I was to cut that now to do rectangles, when I came to sew it to the next one, I've got no seam allowance.
Because your seam allowance is in.
But you still can create interesting and different effects with that. So this technique, you can use it and mix it up and do other things. You could even repeat it and cut it the other way. And end up with... But obviously, each time you're sewing and cutting, you're getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Yes. So this is
But it'd be more intricate, because your triangles would be half the size of this, wouldn't they?
Yes. So if you were to just sew the charm squares together as they are, without doing any of what I've been doing, you'll have a bigger quilt than this.
Yes,
But obviously, because I've been putting...
So you've got to remember, every time you make it more intricate by doing this technique, you are making that a little bit smaller each time.
Yeah, but that would, you would then create an even... smaller one and mix it up even more. So there's lots of possibilities with it. So I'm just going to keep trimming.
You keep trimming because I've got... Good morning, dynamic duo. Lucy, I love your techniques. You make it easy to understand patchwork and explain everything so well. That's Karen in Staffordshire.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you.
Oh, dynamic we are.
We are.
Dynamic, but it is freezing in it. I'll get
Jane to... No, I like it, please.
No, but I'll get him to put up a little bit.
Okay.
What's it on, 20? What's she doing? No, she wants the solid colours. She said... Oh, sorry. Right. Oh, OK, then. Come on, then. Hurry up, Joe. Sorry, I thought I had to say solid colours.
He's doing his job properly, John.
All right. Do what?
He's doing his job properly.
Yeah, he should have done it before now, though.
Oh, stop.
He was busy having
a chat. You give him such a hard time.
He's got to learn. We didn't get to where we are by mamby-pambying, did we? We were told what to do. There's only 6 bundles left. By the time Jay's collected it all together, there'll be none left.
It is the...
I'm going to flick through this one very quickly.
Yeah, the fabrics are so beautiful. It's really, really well designed.
Maybe you get 2 of the... Do you know what? They're different. Wait for them to come over. I think they're random, what's in each bundle. I don't think each bundle's the same.
No, they...
oh, is it not? Am I just imagining things? Thank you, Jay.
You usually get the same
ones.
Oh,
no, it's me. It's me being silly. I thought I hadn't seen the green writing, that was all.
Occasionally, you might get 2 more of one and 2 more of a different one in
it. I've got 2 of the green stripe in this one.
With the duplicates, sometimes that happens, Not always, but it can. Depends how many prints are in a collection as well.
Yes, I think you like the stripes because they remind you of the 70s. Those there.
I know, because I didn't live through it, so it's nice to...
No, that's the 60s. They said if you were there, you won't remember it.
I wasn't in the 70s. I wasn't born, John. That's why I don't remember it. No, I wasn't born.
But I'm only 39 and I was.
Yeah, my husband was, so I like to remind him of that.
Oh, really? Oh, did you marry older then? Much older, obviously.
Well, 2 years.
Oh, so you were only just missed the 70s.
He was only just in the 70s, and I very
you
just
were just in the 60s.
January 80. So I really only just missed him.
So when were you born? January 1980?
Yes. Yeah.
I nearly gave away something then.
And there was a song...
No, there was no song. It was like, because I'm born on the 0 number, so I'm 20 years older than you in real life.
But I love it because I know how old I am.
Yes, I know.
From the year.
And you can work it out, can't you?
Which works brilliantly, so long as I know what year it is.
Yeah.
But last year and this year, I've had a real struggle with knowing what the year is.
Well, that's because you're getting a bit older, you see.
I know, it's terrible. I could make another. Well, no, I won't make another one. I won't have time.
Oh, do you know what I can see why you love these geometric diamonds.
Yes, I love the geometric.
I love all the others as well. I'm just putting them into families now, so you can see the gorgeous colours.
Because of the different patterns. And you really get an idea then of the colourways. Although they look very different when you put them together in the patterns,
that's exactly what I'm thinking.
They
when you put them
really
out into the actual I'll just do one more and then I'll be with you.
See, and this is what I didn't do because I kept them in the colours.
Yes. No, but that's what I'm saying. You could get a completely different look.
Yes, you could.
If you... I know I've got a pattern background.
Yeah, I know you should have it. Take it off the quilt, really.
I know, but it's quite nice. So you've got the writing one here. All the different shades. You've got the lovely little triangles there. Then the stripes. And then those incredible geometrics there. So you could, again, make it look completely and utterly different, couldn't you?
Yes, you could. And it's nice that there is some black running through it, which I know is not everybody's favourite colour.
Yes.
But that's quite dramatic, it's quite dramatic, and that's really nice. You could even quilt it in black or if you didn't want to use this for the backing and binding, you could use black, would look really nice as well.
Okay.
Because that's going through it.
Okay. £59.95. I've only got a few more minutes left with you, Lucy. So
okay. Well, all there is now is to sew the blocks together. So you just keep doing that, grouping them into making the 4 patch blocks. So you make 2 4 patch blocks. So you're sewing 4 blocks together.
Yeah.
And then you put them right sides together, sew all the way around the outside and cut on the diagonal both ways. And when you open it out, this is what you're left with. So you've got your 4 blocks there. And what I did was I separated it all into the colours and I made my blocks. So I made a fuchsia one, a fuchsia and pink one, a pink and orange one, orange and yellow.
Those off there so you can see.
And I did that. So there's an all yellow one and there's a yellow and an orange. And a yellow and an orange.
But you get less yellow in this.
So I just went through that. You do get less yellow, yes. So, so I did that, and I made all of these blocks. So I got it to a point where I had all of these individual blocks, and then I laid it out on my living room floor.
Yes.
And had a look and rearranged some and moved it round to get it where I wanted to. Yeah, and especially if you're going for this kind of effect. Because I can't tell you which one I put with which one because I can't even remember, which the 4 patches were. But, any which way you do it, you can make a really nice arrangement.
Of course,
then if you wanted to, you could pair up the ones that go together and make, so you've got a diamond.
Mind you see, if you did this every now and then.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I didn't realise I was going to do that.
So you can have. So I've got that in the quilt, but you just don't see it because it's mixed up with other things. So areas where there's blocks.
Oh yeah,
so
no, you haven't done that.
No, because I wanted it to be a bit more mixed it up. But yeah, you can do that. Although then you might as well just sew the squares.
Yes. I was thinking that. Oh no,
I didn't do that because I could just sew the squares together instead of cutting it all up.
That's why you're the quilter that you are.
No, but you can, even just doing the odd one.
No, I have to get rid of that one as well.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I just think it's nice to see that.
So then you spend hours, moving them all around and getting them how you want. And then all you're doing then is sewing it into rows and sewing the rows together. So I'd sew these ones, sew these ones, and then sew along there. But
Susan in Greater London, she wears her watch on her left wrist because she's being right-handed. It's easier to do the strap up. Because you're right-handed, you see. But mind you, you haven't got a strap that you need to do up. But if you've got a strap that you have to pull through and everything. Sorry to change subject.
Well, I still have to fiddle with it. And I was thinking the other day, this is awkward. I wonder why.
Well, because you're slightly ambidextrous, it's fine.
Yeah. So when you're coming to sew these together, you need to make sure that these seams are meeting on the diagonal. So you've...
Oh, so don't just lie them flat.
Yeah. So again, this is why it's so important that you're pressing your seat, just so that it's neater when you're sewing it together. So again, just working from the corner, you need to make sure that there is lining up nicely so that you keep your points together. And it's at that 1/4 inch stage where it's really important that they meet. So you want to do that on your corners, pin it, and then sew down there.
Andrew and Hilary have said, can't believe it's nearly a big birthday for you. 140. Obviously, the hard work is keeping you young, says Andrew and Hilary. I know, it's frightening when you put it like that, isn't it? Because I'm nearly a bus pass age, aren't I?
It's what you think of it, isn't it?
Because I know, they've already told me I'm not going to get my pension until I'm 67, but do you get your bus pass at 60? We only have one bus a day in my village anyway. So
I don't know if it depends where you live.
OK, I'll have to look up. Important. If you've got this bundle in your... There's 5 left. There's 5 left. You've got this... And there's more than 5 of you within your basket. So please check out. That you get the wadding, the 1.5 metre of the deep orchid, you get the thread, and you get 2 charm packs, right? 2 charm packs. And they're brand new today. They're Moda, brand new today. And the backing, the fuchsia stuff for your backing, look. Is nice. And when you quilted it then, you've just done a very simple cross hatch.
Yes.
Oh. Were you going to say something then? So I've just wafted your fabric off the desk.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
But you have to put it back the other way. So
OK. Well, that's the cross hatching on that side. Back the other way. Go on then.
So what I did was I just used the edge of my foot because the 680, the foot's slightly wider, so I think it's 9 millimetres.
Yeah.
But with a regular one, it would be, if you use your normal foot, it would be 1/4 of an inch away.
Oh, so you haven't done the seam, you've cross-hatched.
Yeah, sorry. So
that's right.
Yeah, so what I did was I went below the seam. So I could have done both sides, but I didn't. I just did, if this is the top of the quilt, I just did below that seam on one side of the seam and then did it the other way because I feel like it lifts the quilt up. In my mind, if I'd done it above it, it would have made it go to, I don't know.
But if you look from that side...
I just liked it like that. From the other side, it doesn't matter.
Above. No, from this side, it's above the line.
I know, but that's the wrong side. It doesn't really matter.
Anyway, thanks, Luce.
Yeah. But nice and easy, just cross hatch.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Lots of ways you could do that. Some free motion triangles would look wonderful as well.
Right, I'm going to leave you now.
OK.
Because I've got to go through... I've got a couple of questions to ask, but you're back in an hour with the most intricate of flower mini quilt designs.
Yes.
You mustn't miss that. Thank you ever so much.
All right.
Right, please check out... Let's move the budgies across there. Right, please, if you've got the bundle... Oh, you could have got the still. Lots of you've got this in your basket, right? Lots and lots of you got this bundle in your basket. Please make sure you check out, because there are more of you with it in your basket than there are kits, so there will be disappointment before the end of the day. Right, but... Right, we've had lots and lots of people messaging saying, can we buy the charm pack on its own, John? We couldn't at the beginning of the show, but we can now. Did I say, oh, right, OK. Because did you hear, Hannah's been doing lots and lots of talking during the show. She's been negotiating. No, it's good. She's negotiated some of these for people who don't want the whole bundle, but there's only 10. There are only 10 of these. If you want to buy, is that right? Right, on the graphics, it may say 40 pieces. You do get... Oh, it has been changed. 42 pieces. 40. Oh, bye. But there's only 10. These will go. These will go in an instant. Exactly the same fabric that we've been using. There are only 10 available at £14.95. So you get one charm pack, 5-inch squares with 42 pieces from Moda Spectrum for £14.95. I'm ever so sorry, it's just that they were the only 10 we had left after the kits were all made and everything. Right, now. Oh, OK, now, I'm not going to go through all of these now, but we rather think that these... Can we just tell the people the colours then? The people at home, the colours. These will appear... There's the deep orchid that we had before. Charcoal here. Emerald green. Yellow, and turquoise, right? They're all, after the break, they will all be available down there. Hang on. They'll all be down there after we finish the show. Now, you'll need a metre and a half, which you can buy on the web. You can buy the metre and a half on the web, can't you? But anything more than that, you need to ring the call centre. Just while we get the glitch sorted out. And also, we didn't get a chance to talk about the waddings. We've got all different waddings. So what happens is we'll also put some waddings underneath us there after the break. It only happened during the break. Underneath us there, because... Oh, that charm pack's about to sell out. I did say the bundle's about to sell out, the charm pack's about to sell out. Don't go anywhere, because Joe's up next. Where's the blue one? Oh, these aren't available. These were just from the magazine before. But the one over there and 2 other colours will be available in 3 minutes from now. Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
It's easy to buy the products you see on our shows. To buy any of the items featured on today's programmes, just head over to our website www.sewingquarter.com. Click on the video stream and you'll be taken to our watch page. Here you'll find the product that is on air right now at the top of the page. Beneath that, you'll find all the products demonstrated in this morning's shows. To add an item to your basket, simply log into your account or register with us. Then you can either check out or keep shopping. Remember, our flat rate delivery charge lets you shop all day and check out as many times as you like and only pay once for postage and packing. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
The Sewing Quarter website is simple and easy to use. You can view a live broadcast of the show on our homepage. Get instant access to our online shop, which has a wide range of wonderful products for you to choose from. You can also enjoy a selection of projects and guides which we have on offer to help you enhance your skills and gain valuable tips. Watch the live shows and you can buy the product which is currently being shown on air. You can even message the studio to ask our presenters or team any questions you might have. Below, you'll find all the products from today's show for you to look at and purchase. On the right of the screen, next to today's products, you will find our simple programme guide listing all upcoming shows. So, join us today at sewingquarter.com.
Prepare to explore the wonderful world of Bargello quilting with a helping hand from expert quilter Jane Alcock. On Monday the 10th of July, Jane will guide us step by step through this surprisingly simple technique. Even a beginner can master the art of Bargello, which combines basic piecework with clever colour placement. And no one knows colour better than Jane, who has carefully selected for us the perfect rainbow palette. So don't miss this Bargello quilting special Monday the 10th of July at 8 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
Oh, I've come all untucked and my wire's sticking out and everything just caught on the corner of the table. Right, Hannah and I, from the minute we saw these in the Simply Sewing magazine, we've been going, we've got to do budgies, we've got to do budgies, and we've got to have it, we've got to have them. Anyway, they're here. They are here, and aren't they cute? It's one of the Joe Carter originals. Isn't it just beautiful? We're going to show you now how to make this, or I'm not. Joe is going to show you how to make this now. In fact, she's just finishing off one as I'm speaking. But we've put together bundles for you. Now, the bundles, come with me, because the bundles, we think you could make 4 budgies from the bundle, right? We think you can make 4 budgies from one bundle. So I'll just show you. Are you all right there, Hannah? Yeah. Oh, not start with that one? Okay. Okay. There's this one here. I'll go through the fabrics properly with you in a second. So this one, you get 1/2 metre of each of these fabrics. So it's like the... what kind of blue would you say that one was? There's like a... No, it's like a kind of got a lavender tint to it, but I don't know what... Cornflower, that's it. Cornflower, 1/2 metre. Glacier grey, 1/2 metre. And the monochrome squares on black background, 1/2 metre. You also get felt, a square of felt for the feet. Well, that one's still got its sticker on it. You get a square of the felt for its feet and its beak. You get embroidery thread. And you get the now you get silver thread with that one. You get silver thread with that one. But also you get premium polyester craft wadding. You get super soft toy filling. And you get a magazine. Now, I'll explain why you get the magazine and what you get in the magazine in a minute. That whole kit for £20.95. You can make 4 budgies out of that bundle, right? 4 budgies of that size, that's that bundle. That kit is limited, just to warn you. That is the most limited one. Right. Should we go to this one next? He's so cute, isn't he? Right, this is a blue budgie. And this one, is it turquoise, this one? Oh, yeah, turquoise, there we go. So you get 1/2 metre of the turquoise, you get 1/2 metre of the optical white. Now, this way round, you get 1/2 metre of the squares on white, black squares on white background. You get the thread, you get the embroidery thread, and you get the magazine, and you get the craft wadding, and you get the toy stuffing. All of that I think there's... Do you know what? I think there's something wrong there. Because look what you're getting. Toy filling, wadding, felt, the magazine, which I'll tell you about in a minute, the thread, the embroidery thread, and 1.5 metres of fabric, enough to make 4 budgies for £20.95. Right? Now, the one we're about to make is this. This is Hannah's favourite colourway. She's very excited about this. She actually wants a real budgie, right? And this is the colourway she wants her real budgie to be. Don't want spots on it, obviously, but she wants it in the green, the yellow, and the white. So the green, I'd say, was... lime. Maize is the yellow. Then you've got the spot-on circles. Those spots actually create like corn circles. You get the felt, the thread. They get a really lovely mustard gold thread on that one, and the embroidery thread. And then have a look at this again. You get the wadding, the super soft toy filling, everything for £20.95. Right, I'm going to just do this very quickly. Is that for this? Right. You need to check out your baskets already. I'm not going to go into any depth. I'm just going to show you because... Has this one got the budgies in? Oh, yes, there they are. There they are. You get the magazine, so it's got the instructions of the budgies in here. I'm going to be very quick if I can find them. Do you remember what page they're on?
I don't.
Did it say there? No. Anyway, but you get all these projects. Remember Rebecca Reed's project? Oh, with the Kipper bag, the Kipper fish laundry bag and everything. I'm getting overexcited now. I'm getting all... Right. She did a laundry room exclusive, right? So you get all... Look. I know this has nothing to do with the budgie, but you get all of this. You get all of this, which is the pattern for the drawstring bag. Remember the fishy bag we made? Everything like this, all the patterns for there, and on the other side for the laundry box and everything. It's great value for money because all of this comes in it. You get all of that, you get all of that, you get all of that. You also get the Jenny dress pattern. This all comes in the kit. This all comes in the bundle. I can't believe the price of this. And then, where's the budgies then? Because it's all instructions for all of those. There's the Jenny dress in details. Then it's got a scarf. I mean, it's got so much going on. We will find the budgies eventually. Think I've gone past them? I'll go through this. Just brilliant. Look at this, even more projects in there. Even more. I must have skipped past them, have I?
It was just there then.
Was it?
A few pages back. That's there.
There it is. There they are. All of Joe's instructions, pictures, like our normal instructions, but this time you're getting them in the magazine. But you're getting so much more because you're not just getting the budgies, you're getting all that launch. I'll go through it properly with you later. Okay. Already, we haven't even started making the budgies. This always happens. Right, the yellow and green is selling like wildfire. So let's get going. He was hiding. Right, go.
Okay. Right, I've cut all the pieces out.
Phone lines have gone absolutely crazy. We knew this would happen. Go on.
I'll start with the beak. I'll prepare the beak and the feet. So the beak is in the felt, and it's 2 pieces, one on top of the other, and then just sew around the front. Pause with the needle down at this point, pivot round, and sew up the other side. So I'll do that.
Remember, people are asking, do they have to buy the magazine? No, the magazine frees within this. You see, this is what I can't believe. There's enough there to make 4 budgies. You've got Joe's instructions. You've got Rebecca Reed's instructions for all the laundry rooms that you need. All the stuff to make them. It's just fantastic value. Brilliant, brilliant value for money. But beware, if you've got the green and yellow in your basket, you need to check out straight away. That was simple.
It is. It's not very complicated. This is the beak. Then we want to take the tip off at the seam allowance just to give it a bit of room to turn. And a lot of the seam allowance will stuff the beak, but we will put a tiny bit of stuffing in as well.
And do you do your normal thing by pushing the stuffing down to the bottom and then basting across the top? So it's...
I do. Just that makes sure the stuffing stays in place and that the edges are together for when they're sewn into the seam. So the beak, I'll pop a little bit of stuffing in.
Just happen to have some here.
Well, I had tucked some under the desk and I'd forgotten about that. There we go. And it really doesn't need very much. I'll just give it a prod into place. And yes, I'm just going to, within the seam allowance, so the stitches don't have to be removed, just going to sew the top of the beak shut.
Okay. The main grafting are the white and turquoise, which is this one here, because there's only 4 of the green and yellow one left. Oh, my word. There's loads of you. This, with, the other one, the blue and grey one. This turquoise, the turquoise one. So the turquoise one, there's loads and loads with you of that in your baskets. If you want it, people are going to miss out. It always happens. Look, it's 9 minutes past the hour. Right. And how many in baskets? Right, OK, there's over 20 people got it in the basket, but there's only 5 of you will get it. Only 5 of you will get it. Don't worry, we're not like other channels. We will if they sell out within the next minute, we will carry on. Carry on.
OK. Well, I've done the beak. I'll do the feet as well at the same time.
Yeah.
And just have those prepared, because it's the same again, felt again. And these, the foot folds over like that. And we sew along one side, the other is the fold, and then across the bottom. And that just forms 2 little toes. They don't have toes, do they? OK,
ever so sorry. The green and yellow are sold out. The grey and blue, there's 1 left. And there's more if you've got the turquoise ones in your baskets than we've got in stock. OK, and there's about 20 people on the phone line. So people, there will be, we're sold out, basically. Sold out, Joe. Keep going.
Hello. Sorry.
For all of you who have got it. The thing is, I knew when we did prep this morning, and I went, all of that. First of all, it's a Joe Carter original. It's the budgies that everybody loves. And the fact you get everything else, the magazine, everything else thrown in, all for £20.95. It's fantastic, right? So OK. You fold. Oh, yes, OK.
Fold it over that way, and sew along the front of the foot and down one side.
OK.
So I'll do this one, and then I'll clip it so that it can
The thing is, right, now, if you've got little fat fingers like me, or big fat fingers like me, I'll wait for you to do that. I'll need a tip of how you turn it through.
It is a bit fiddly to turn through. That's more to do with the thickness of the fabric, but it is perfectly possible. Especially if you've got a handy
Derek the Dobber. Avril, great design and bundle. Thanks, Joe and John. Love you two together. And those question marks aren't question marks when they send them. They're smiley faces. Because I kept thinking, why are these people saying you two are good together? Question mark. But it comes through different. Right, all the graphics have to come out because we've sold out. I'm ever so sorry. But anyway, we're going to carry on. We're going to carry on. You've only got 49 minutes to carry on the making.
Should we do a song and dance number?
All right, if you'd like to.
Best not for everybody,
no.
Really.
All right, now, tip to turn that through.
OK, first I'm going to just snip away a bit of the seam allowance there and at this point here, taking care to avoid the stitches. I don't get too close. And then also, because this internal corner that goes inwards, just make a little snip there.
Yeah.
Just helps it to turn. And then, because there's a fold on one side, you do only have one thickness of seam allowance along one side.
Oh, yes, of course.
You do need something to help turn it the right way out. Knitting needle, I often have a small screwdriver, a very thin Phillips head, because it's a blunt head, but they're quite small.
Those cross ones are blunt, are they?
Yes.
Well, there are other makes apart from Phillips.
It's a crosshead screwdriver. Is that a brand name, or is that the...
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
No, don't apologise. Is it a brand name? Oh, it's not a brand name, apparently.
Is it not?
Are you sure? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a cross-headed screwdriver. Even I've got one of those.
I've clipped this one again. I'll turn this one. And again, just a tiny bit of filling in, just to give them... Because there's a toe stitch on the front. You want a little bit of padding. Oh,
yes. Look at the attention to detail there. Look. Oops. Oh! He's trying to kick me. There you go. Right, so we've just done the feet. I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Just ease the little toe bits out the right way. It's quite forgiving felt, so you do get away with quite a bit. Right, now pop the filling in and the feet done.
Are the pattern pieces in the magazine exactly the right size?
Yes. The seam allowance should fit with its corresponding piece. Sometimes you look at a piece and think, oh, I'm not sure, especially if it's an outward curve.
Yes.
They look like they're different sizes, but it's the seam allowance that needs to be the exact same length.
Yes.
Use these scissors just to ease.
Even Derek the Dobber's too big for the feet.
They are quite delicate, these feet. You don't
so hang on, are you putting the wadding in before you put the stitching on? The
stitching is done by hand right at the end.
Oh, OK.
There we go, just pop a little bit of filling in. And then I'll baste that end closed.
This is where Norman, if I was making this at home, Norman would come and pick that up and walk off with it. Well, not on these hot, sunny days. I can't get them out of the garden on days like it's been the last couple of days. And Nellie sleeps outside because it's too hot inside the house. They're my cats, by the way, if you didn't know.
Yes, when I left early this morning, the cat was delighted to get outside.
Oh, do you not? It was out at night time?
Well, it fights, and the neighbours are not delighted about it.
Oh, OK. Oh.
It has the big territorial issues with the cat.
Oh, we used to have, in London, the road I lived in London, everybody had, like, 2 designer cats. And it was like the people opposite had those great big Abyssinians, and everybody's cat then went through issues of being bullied because these... I think they're Abyssinians, anyway. The ones that like little lions, little tigers. But they're big, like this. And, of course, Nellie's only about that big. She's minute. But she put up a good fight.
Quite a feisty cat.
She was, yeah, but she's 17 and a half. They're both 17 and a half now. So I have to serve her breakfast in bed outside in the garden in the mornings before I come to work.
Okay. And then I'm just going to baste the end of this one closed and pop them to one side. Okay. And then the feet are ready to go in when I get to that bit.
I'm going to make a promise now that we bring the budgies back another day. And I will make it my absolute... What's the word I'm looking for? Won't we, Hannah? We'll make sure they bring them back another day. It might be in different colourways, but we'll definitely... Can you get pink budgies?
I don't know. I've only ever really seen the bluey grey ones and the greeny yellow ones.
Oh, don't they come in too? Because when I was a child, and we used to go and visit my nan in Chester, the people next door, and she lived in one of those Victorian terrace houses, but it had a garden that was like 100 metres long. And the people next door had an aviary, they bred budgies. And I used to just sit and look at all the different colours and all of them just flying around. Because I think they must have had as well as budgies, because I remember them being single coloured, like canaries or something like that then. But it was this huge, long cage with them all flying around. And I used to love just sitting there watching these birds all day.
One of our neighbours had an aviary as well, and yeah, they had, not for very long, I don't think, but yeah, I could sit and watch birds for hours.
Yeah, they also kept bumblebees, and the bumblebees attacked my nan.
Oh.
Honeybees won't attack my nan. Anyway, carry on. So what are you doing now, then?
Right, I'll do this bit, which is the sort of underbeak area.
So, like the apron bib on the under there, the chins. He looks like my friend Eric on the profile. Eric, not Derek. Don't you think that looks like Eric? If you put a beard on that, don't you think it looks like Eric? Yeah. Anyway, carry on. Okay. Hannah knows him as well.
So right sides together, one on top of the other, and I'm going to stitch them together along the front of that seam there.
Okay. So have you ever had a budgie?
No, my nana had a budgie.
It's funny, isn't it, Nana's? My nan had, she had lots of budgies, and every single one of them was called Beauty. But she didn't have them all at the same time. She only had one at a time. And we couldn't understand why they never lasted, because all her friends and everything would have their budgies for years and years and years. And my nan's budgies didn't seem to last long at all. Anyway, we used to go and visit my nan. She was in Chester. We used to go and visit her every Saturday morning. And we went round, and she used to let Beauty fly around the house and everything. Beauty was allowed to fly around the house. Anyway, we went into that. She said, oh, be careful, I'm just giving Beauty a... Now, Beauty didn't matter if it was a boy or a girl. Just giving Beauty a bath. And we were like... What now? Please don't do this at home, right? And it was a long time ago. It was in the would have been in the early 70s, right? She had Beauty like this in the kitchen, and she had the soapy wash nut water, right? And she went like that, right? Rolled Beauty in a towel, and then put the hairdryer on her. I mean, Beauty kind of flew around. Beauty didn't die there and then, but I'm sure that kind of shortened her lifespan. Okay, Hannah's mum put Vaseline on a budgie's feet. It's called Rodney. And she said it looked like he had really dry feet, so she put Vaseline. And then, of course, it couldn't stand on its perch. We shouldn't laugh. If you've got any budgie stories that can make nice compared to Beauty and Rodney's. Anyway, I'm sure they've met up in budgie heaven, Beauty and Rodney.
Once the underbeak area is stitched together along the front, just baste the beak into position. Just check the centre of the beak lines up with the seam.
Yeah.
And just baste along the top edge, just so it's going to be in the correct place later. All my nana's budgies were all called Sweet.
Oh, how funny. Whether it was a boy or a girl, didn't matter if it was a boy or a girl.
I never even thought to ask.
Well, no, I didn't actually ask either, but were they all the same? Did she always choose the same colour?
I always remember it being blue and white.
Yeah, Beauty was blue and white, so... Blimey, that was quick. You sold out before my laptop loads up. Sad face. Sandra, I promise. In fact, in the next break, I'll go through and I'll shout at scheduling. Wendy won't be very happy with me, but I'll shout at scheduling. I'm definitely get more. You don't mind doing it again, do you?
No.
The reason it says there's a hemline wipe off fabric, we have to have a graphic in to be able to read your messages. And we're using the pen, £2.45. Oh, that's all we've got. That's all I've got on my table that I can show you on graphics-wise. Okay, so we've got the 2 feet, we've got the bib and the beak attached to that. What's next?
And this is the side of the head. So this is the eye will be on this piece, and this is the sort of detailed bit on the back of the head.
So that's the hair, the equivalent of the hair. I'll just show you here. Here, so we're doing this bit now then.
That's the one.
And that bit of yellow is that bit there?
Yes.
Lovely. Okay, Anne Maria, our bird used to pick the horses for me, Dad. Oh, wow.
Oh, like...
That's a good one.
The national, or...
Yeah, it's like that. Like that octopus that used to... Was it an octopus that used to choose the football winner? The budgie used to pick the horses. And you're rich, Anne Maria. Did the budgie pick all the right ones? No. Right.
I mean, so there will be markers on the pattern pieces so that you know which way up to get this piece.
I was going to say, yeah.
Because it is quite difficult. It looks almost symmetrical.
Yes, you'd think that would be sewn on like that. Yeah, exactly.
So I find it easiest with this piece on the top. Just start at the bottom there and sew around this curve.
Yes.
It's a bit tricky at the beginning, but actually the curve then
becomes identical,
the same. So it's easier at that back part of the seam than the front bit.
But all this is all in the instructions, isn't it?
It is. And also, if you find it tricky, just do a stitch and pivot with the needle through, and I often sew like that. There we go.
Have they sent a picture in? Right, somebody has made the budgie from the magazine. Because when was it in the magazine? That was quite a while ago that I did that with Rebecca, wasn't it?
A few months ago.
We've been asking for ages. As soon as Hannah and I saw it, Hannah saw it first because she came in going, "There's a budgie! There's a budgie!" Like that, just like that. It is. Then you said, "What's it?" Light and buzzard. Just if you want to, this came free in the bundle, which is obviously sold out. What you can do is you can subscribe or buy back issues to Simply Sewing magazine. It's www.simplysewingmag.com. And there are past issues on there that you can buy. Now, you have a different toy every month in this magazine, don't you?
I do.
So if you want to subscribe to the magazine, you can subscribe there as well. They always have special offers on and everything like that. And we absolutely love them. Simply Sewing magazine. Now, this one here has got so... In fact, do you want Jay to get those laundry things that Rebecca made us? She left any, or did she take them all home with her? OK. I think the only one that'll be around will be the fish bag, because I think she took the ironing board cover with her and the basket things because they were from her bathroom. We've got the peg bag somewhere. Oh, I want to see Sandra's budgie, yeah. Now, Sandra made her budgie when it was in the magazine. So when it's in the magazine, obviously you don't get fabric with it. So she's chosen her own fabrics. Oh, excuse me. Oh, no.
That's so cute.
Oh, but the fabric, the main fabric, is the same as what our fabric, the scallops in the spots. Oh, now, I hope you made more than one, Sandra, because he looks a bit lonely. Oh, yeah, put him in front of a mirror. Because apparently it's proven that they do get lonely. I love the fact that his eyes are slightly skew with. Oh. Now, look, Sandra hasn't used felt, you see, for the beak and the feet. She's used a normal fabric, hasn't she?
The original one in the magazine just had a normal cotton fabric for the beak.
OK. Oh, Sandra, that's beautiful. Oh, right, OK.
Right, so that's the head. This side, the top of the head to the back of it.
Yeah.
And then, to make it easier to sew in place, I join them, but not entirely. I'll put the one on top of the other, right sides together, and sew as far as this seam at the back, because you want it to remain open at the back, just so you've got some freedom later on to move it about when you sew the head to the body.
OK.
So I'll do that quickly.
So when you're at home and they've said, make us a budgie, and you've worked out your pattern, and when you're stitching it together, do you think about these things behind, or you think, oh, no, I should have left that seam open because it would have been easier to do that?
Sometimes, although I make that many now, this tends to be the way I do it every time.
Okay.
I'll only
Second nature.
Yes, only join the back of the head. Yeah. Because I like to sew the head to the body. A lot of toys are made, the head separate, and then you hand sew the head to the body. So to stuff them separately. But I think it's a bit more secure. They're less likely to come apart.
So you're stuffing it through the back of the head, are you, then, as well?
No, I will close the back of the head later and just stuff it through the back of the body.
Oh, OK, OK. Oh, Sandra's only made one so far. And Sandra, did you subscribe to the magazine? Does Jo have a book, As I Love Her Makes? That's from Michelle and Kent. Yes, how is the book coming on? Because I've said I'm doing 50-50 for the book.
It's stalled at the minute.
It's stalled at the moment, OK.
So we've joined them just at the top bit, and then I can sew the beak, the lower part of the face in.
Got it.
To make sure it goes in straight, I sew from the middle out each time. So I line up the seam under the beak with the one in the top of the head. And it's easier to get to that point and pivot with the beak in there. It's easy to just start, sew down one side, and then go back to the top, sew down the other. Go back over the first couple of stitches each time to make sure they're secured. But doing it like that, it ensures it goes... I'll do one side to show what I mean. I'm not always the best at being clear.
What are you muttering about?
I am just muttering, sorry.
Don't miss the stitching. That's it.
And there's a corner here. I'll just pause with the needle down and readjust to make the lower part match up.
Got a message from Pauline. Won't come up on my thing, but apparently she's loving the show. She loves all our stories, and she loved the one about Beauty the Budgie. Made her laugh lots. We shouldn't really laugh, should we?
So I've just stitched it together from that central point out down to the side. And there at the corner, I paused with the needle down just to readjust the fabric for the last little bit.
OK, yeah.
So there, we've got half a beak in.
Right.
So I'll do the other side in the same way now.
Just while Jo sews that, this is the Little Fishy laundry bag that it's in the magazine as well. That's the pattern in the magazine as well. And you get the full template for that. You get the full template, fully lined, like laundry bag, whatever bag you want to use it for. If you got the bundle, that's in the bundle. Or you can go to the www.simplysewingmag.com. I got halfway there. .com. And you can order past issues, or you can subscribe to new issues. Pauline, Jo, is there a panda to match the panda quilt I made?
There's not, but I think there probably needs to be. I might put that on the list.
It's a very long list.
There is quite a list. So there we go. We've got a birdie face.
Oh, are ants on the list? Did you say? Oh, an anteater. Is an anteater on the list?
I don't remember an anteater. There was a magpie on the list, wasn't there?
I haven't seen the list.
Oh.
Oh, it's not an official list. It's just
no, not an official.
No, but we should do because that panda quilt is so popular.
A matching panda toy.
I'll allow that to go further up the list. So you can see the startings. Goldfinch is, you see, what Hannah wants you to do is, you see this, right? She wants you to make this, but have a red breast there, and it will be a robin for Christmas, right? Then she said you could work through that little book that I had when I was little. It's like one of those books. It was only about that big, and it had one in wildflowers, one of the birds of the English or United Kingdom countryside.
Could have a whole range.
Yeah. So this is, she's just starting. What did you call it? A goldfinch. I thought it looked like a hawk, that one. Anyway. No, I get hawks in my back garden. Hannah wouldn't get them in hers. What issue number is it from a customer? Ooh. 28. I'll just show you here. 28. Issue 28. Make us. Okay. Next. So what's after the head, the body?
Yes, I'll join the stomach. Actually, I'll do the wings, so the wings are done and ready to go in the tail. Okay. And then I'll assemble the body. This is a wing I've done already, and it's stitched on top of a little bit of batting, which is wadding that's included in the kit.
Yeah.
And it just gives the wings a little bit more body and texture without because if you stuff them, chances are they'll be a bit lumpy.
Yes.
So it keeps them, they're stuffed but still flat, if that makes sense. Yeah. So it's 2 mirror image pieces.
They look like angels' wings flat, don't they?
They do. One on top of the other, and then both on top of a piece of wadding.
Oh, it's only one piece of the wadding then. It's not two. Each one hasn't got a piece.
No, it's just the one.
Yeah.
And then stitch through all 3 layers around the sides.
Yeah.
And I'll do that quickly and should have a pair.
I have to do it quickly. We're only halfway through the show.
Oh, so can I say?
It's quite nice.
Can I be leisurely?
Yeah. Well, not too leisurely, but you can be a bit leisurely. Just if you just tuned in thinking, what on earth's going on here? We're doing the budgie today, Joan Carter's budgie, but sadly, well not sadly, brilliantly, but sadly for those who missed out, it has sold out. So the only other thing we can show you that Jo's used today is she uses it all the time, the wipe off fabric marker, £2.45. But you see, we have to have a graphic in to be able to read all your messages, you see, to come through. And also, we're not like other channels where if it sells out, they don't stop and move on to something else. We just carry on, because those of you, the hundreds of you who've bought it already, would like to see how it's made.
There we go. And then I'll trim away the excess from around the sides.
I've just had the thought, Hannah, there's nothing to do with sewing or anything like that. Have you got time to go out for lunch today? Would be quite nice because it's your birthday tomorrow. We won't stay out hours because I know you've got loads to do. Yeah. So you've got time to go for a baked potato or a risotto or something, haven't you? Yeah. I'll stay until you need me to stay. Oh, in fact, I think Bex has got about 4 hours worth of voiceovers for me to do as well.
Now I'm just clipping V-shaped notches.
Sorry, Jo, you're invited to lunch as well.
Is that okay?
Yeah, of course it is. We'd love you to come. As long as that Lucy doesn't come.
Yeah.
And Hannah says, can the budgie come too? Oh, no, she's going to turn into the weird budgie lady in the little restaurant we go to.
As long as it's sort of fixed on a shoulder.
She's already got mugs and coasters with budgies on. My new mug is head judge. It's a thank you to John Scott for being head judge of Miss Birmingham 2017. Oh, and her final degree piece, it wasn't life size, it was a wall painting of a budgie. Dear me.
Was it? I didn't know that.
She's got a degree in art.
No, I didn't know she painted a budgie.
Oh? Have you got a picture of it?
I want to see that now.
Can we see? Can you email it in? Was it a bit abstract? Oh, it was clearly a budgie.
I'm just going to make a little clip.
Yeah.
Just there where it curves inwards slightly.
Yeah.
And then turn these the right way out.
Oh.
Oh, I can't do it now either.
Do you want to borrow my glasses?
I have an eye test on top of the list for next week.
Oh, really? You're not working next week then?
I'm not. Well, I am, but I'm not here.
Okay. Oh, you've done that really quickly compared to mine.
I've done it before.
Yes. No, it's just as well you're not watching me because I still haven't turned through. I tried to be helpful. It's because I cut my fingernails last night. You see, I've got no fingernails.
Okay.
I'll flatten it out. I could be the flattening out department. But you don't want it to squidge it too much, do you? You just want to roll the hems. If
you wanted them flat, you could press them, but I think just to give them a little bit more body, I like to keep them unpressed.
Oh, yeah.
Just sort of roll the hems.
There's not a little tuck in them then?
There's not?
No, because the budgie spring isn't like that, is it? Because you normally in ears and things, you put a little tuck, don't you, like that?
I do, quite often.
But I don't think that looks more like an... Shamoy Mary, doesn't that look like your angel wing? Shamoy Mary bought some fabric from us and made angel wings, this sort of shape, and put them on a wall. They look lovely.
And I'll just base the ends together just so they're sealed and they're level for when they go in. It makes them easier to handle later.
Have you got a very modern filing system in your house with all your patterns in.
Have you just seen it?
Yeah.
It's not wildly sophisticated, I think.
That's how I do my accounts, though. Budgie, Simply Sewing. And there's some food dropped on the other side. Oh, Pauline, yeah. All right, Pauline, you've sent in a picture of your grandson. Are we allowed to show the picture? Whenever there's a child on the picture, we always have to ask permission. So, Pauline, if you let Hannah know, then we can show you a picture. We're not allowed to show pictures of children without your permission. No. So we'll just get back to this, Pauline, if we can. We don't mind. If you don't want us to, it's absolutely fine, but it's a beautiful picture, yeah. Right. What are you making out of tail?
The tail. The tail's done in the same way, so it's right sides together, one on top of the other, and then on top of some wadding.
Oh, exactly the same as the wings.
So exactly the same technique for the wings.
But obviously in a different fabric. You see, because if you think about it, I was like, oh, the budgies don't have tails, but their feathers kind of come together, don't they, and go into like a tailcoat almost at the back, don't they?
It does. I mean, my internet search history is for the strangest animals, but I have to study it from every angle to make sure I've got things. You know, things are correct.
I would have made it if you hadn't looked. I would have made it with nothing at the back, because you just think, oh, that's a budgie, don't you? You just think that's a budgie, but actually, just adding that little bit of a tail at the back there, the tail feathers at the back there. Oops. They're not big enough to make into a. Oh, we make a lovely paperweight. You know how sometimes we make like we've got the cat. Oh, they've gone. The cat's over there. And doesn't that pillow belong to somebody else? Didn't someone else bring that pillow in last week? Anyway, because sometimes we make your cats into doorstops by putting dishwasher salt in, right? You could make that heavy and have it as a paperweight on your desk, couldn't you?
You could. They perch quite nicely on a shelf, I think, as well, if they were weighted in the bottom.
Oh, we're going to show Pauline's picture. Hannah, you could make them heavy and have them sit... Bookends, Hannah. Oh. Anyway, we haven't seen your picture yet. This is Pauline's first grandson on the panda quilt your panda quilt that she made for him. Oh. You see, Hannah, people put babies down on quilts. Oh, that is brilliant. Oh. What's his name, Pauline?
Beautiful. I love the way babies lie with their arms back.
Yes, it's just brilliant, isn't it? Oh, thank you, Pauline, for that. We're going to show a picture of Hannah's budgie in a minute. Oh, yeah, that one. Oh, it's a bit out of focus. Oh, Hannah. Hannah, you're wasted here.
Wow.
It's the size of a wall. It's huge. It's not a little picture. It's a massive... And where is it? Oh, no. Is it not on a canvas, then? That would look lovely in my house.
Yeah, it would look nice in mine as well.
No, you've got too many wall hangings in your... Oh, Hannah, that's brilliant.
That's amazing.
And look at the tail. Oh, sorry, put it back on. Look at the tail at the back. You've got it exactly right, haven't you? I wasn't questioning you, but look. It's just pointing straight down. Oh, Hannah. Oh, do you know what? That's made me quite... I feel like a dad. Very proud now of like a child. Hannah, that's brilliant. I know, but you see, you hide you make out that you're this, not, you know, hello, them ones. But look how talented she is. Look how brilliant she is. No, she said no one cares about that. Carry on with the budgie. Hannah, I'm very proud. That's brilliant. Stephanie, I'm loving the show as always. Please, could you... Oh. Please, could we have a Noah's Ark with all the animals added to the list? It would be so cool. Stephanie in... I bet that's Ormskirk. I don't know, because it says Stephanie in and then it cuts off, but it's got no at the beginning. Is it Ormskirk you live in, Stephanie? Let me know.
That would be great. Like a quilted ark that they all went into would be fabulous.
We'd have to have, like...
yes.
You'd have to have a 4-hour special, wouldn't you? That's all we'd have to make. But yes, you could make the ark and then all the animals could... Oh. But then it would be in proportion. You'd have to have... The ark would have to be as big as this table.
I'd have to make 2 of everything as well.
Yeah, oh, yes. Yeah. Anyway.
Right. I've just clipped the seam allowance at the corners there for the tail, just to take out some of the bulk so it turns that bit easier.
Actually, talking about lunch, I'm a bit peckish now. What time is it? Oh, it's a bit early to talk about food. Still got another hour of Lucy to go before we can go for lunch. No, sorry, I didn't mean it like it's a chore. I was thinking, what, she'll have the risotto, she'll have the baked potato. And I thought, oh no, we're not going yet. We've got another hour yet. I've still got some strawberries to get in the next break, so.
Okay, I'll just push the points out. There's the tail. Just trim that just to neaten the edge. And then with those ready to go.
Yeah, you can do the body.
So it's the stomach pieces, one on top of the other, and join them along the front.
Oh, yes, it's got a centre front seam. But then the chins have got a centre front seam as well, so you're going to be matching all of that up, aren't you?
Yes. In fact, I did that similarly as the back of the head. I started it from the centre out, so I lined the seams up.
I love your soft toys. They've all got so much character, and yet they're just, not just a toy, you know what I mean? But they've got, you can look at them, and every single one has got a lovely little character. Right, so that's your centre front tummy seam.
And the base joins around that curve, but I need to base the feet to this piece.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And there are markers on the pattern piece so that they're in the right place. So I do these with the folded edge in the centre, but it doesn't really matter.
Oh, yes, yes.
If they both go the same way, if they're both matching.
Yes.
So either both seams in the centre.
So you do it with the foot underneath, though? No, I don't mean the foot of the machine, but the actual felt foot is underneath rather than on top.
I do it this way only because the foot's quite chunky and I want to make sure just a tiny bit of it, just so it's definitely going to be captured in the seam fully, just so a tiny bit of it stands. So I can see the marker for where it should be, but I know the foot's in position because it's just slightly overlapping.
Yes.
Let me go put that one on there.
That new boy cleaner today didn't come in here, obviously, did he?
I made quite a mess earlier as well. I think it might be my fault.
Yeah, Hannah didn't mind because he stayed in the main room so she could just watch him.
So when they're... remove this loose thread. This goes onto the bottom
of the front.
Of the stomach, that's right. And there'll be a marker for the centre of that, which to line up with the... When you get to that point, just check that they line up.
Yeah.
I mean, or pin first. I'm not a big pinner, but...
I was going to say, you've not pinned anything yet today, have you?
I've not. In fact, I don't think I've got any... I've not got any pin plans.
You've not got...
I think I can get through the rest of it without any pins as well. And here as well, it's the seam allowance that needs to match. There's a little bit of an overlap there.
Yes.
But it's this bit here that needs to be level.
Yeah.
There we go.
Somebody's just asking about the fancy quilt that Jo made in the first hour. Well, there's a few left. There are a couple left, so we'll get that out in a minute for you. And someone else is also asking about some scissors that you sometimes use and you're not using them today, but we'll get them out for you now and I'll let you show them now.
Okay, and then we want to add these side bits on next.
Okay.
And there's a little marker on there which corresponds to this seam, and it's quite helpful when you get to that point. Pause with the needle down through the fabric and reposition.
Okay. I've noticed you've not ironed anything.
I've not, because often, especially with something small, when you stuff it, the stuffing pushes out the creases. I mean, I would press all the pieces before
you start.
Before beginning.
Would you starch them or not?
No, I never do with toys.
No.
Because often, actually, a bit of give, because most pieces will be cut on the bias because of the curves and whatnot.
Yeah, of course.
The bit of give can be quite helpful, actually, sometimes. I'll pop this side on quickly.
Whose voice is that? Oh, is that... Oh, it's Friday, of course it is. Okay. If you have a couple of days off during the week, or not off, but away from here during the week, it throws you a little bit, because I'm thinking it's Monday morning.
It does. Yeah. Working at the weekend throws everything for me.
It's what?
Working at the weekend throws everything.
I've always worked at weekends, though, so it's kind of a bit odd. It's just when you suddenly have 2 days off, 2 days away during the week. So when's the next holiday booked? So school summer holidays must be soon.
They're fast approaching.
Because when July, they break up in July, don't they, for summer?
They do. I think there's only a couple of weeks left. I've got to make some plans to be entertaining.
That's what it says again.
I've got to make plans to be entertaining.
Oh. Now, apparently, what's that you're saying, Hannah? One of your little boys has asked you not to finish the budgie on air. What, so you can take it home?
Yes.
You mean you haven't made him one?
No.
Oh.
But he has everything I've ever made, pretty much, though.
Apart from a budgie?
Apart from a budgie.
We can have... Here, let me give him one of these. Where have they gone? Oh, we're not allowed to... Oh, no, you couldn't even keep the magazine ones.
No, although a magazine sent something back this week, and it
wasn't good enough.
No, because they finished with it. Maybe because it wasn't good enough.
Oh.
No, it had appeared in the magazine, so it was being returned, and it lasted in my sewing room about 40 minutes until he came in, and it's now in his bed.
And what was... Has it been out in the magazine yet?
It has. It's a cushion.
Oh, OK.
Which is out.
That's not a toy, then?
No, but it's got a furry bear face on it, though, so it's sort of toyish.
What magazine? What's that magazine? Was that in our magazine?
It is Love Patchwork and Quilting. I think it's the current issue.
We haven't got that one yet, Hannah, have we? Oh, Hannah's seen it.
It's a sleepover pillow, so there's a pocket in the back.
Oh, I've seen it, because you put...
It has an eye mask, yes.
I've seen it on Instagram, yeah.
Right, and then...
Right, OK, before Jay... I think Jay might have made a mistake. You might want him to check that table before I go over to it. Yeah, I'll carry on with Joe. And
then the wings, before we add the head, the wings get basted into position. So the front of the wing, make sure they're going the right way so they sweep to the back. The front lines up with this seam. The markers are on the pattern pieces.
OK.
I'll base those on, then join the head on, and then it's just a case of popping the tail in.
Do you ever do... Oh, we've got about 5 minutes left with you, Joe. Do you never baste anything by hand? You always baste by machine?
I always baste by machine, yes.
Julianne, I missed the beginning. Where are the instructions for the budgie? Oh, right, Julianne, my love, it was in a bundle. It was in the big bundle, but all the bundles sold out within 8 minutes. The instructions are in the Simply Sewing magazine. Now, it is a past issue, but if you go to www.simplysewingmag.com, you can order past issues. And in here, you see, it's got the budgie, it's got that dress, but it's also got all those bathroom accessories that Rebecca Reed made with us. Now, if you bought when Rebecca Reed made all these bathroom accessories, you got this magazine in it. So go and check, because you got this magazine when we made all of these. When we made all of these, right? There's the bag I've just shown you. When we made these, you got the magazine as part of that deal. So if you've already got that, just check in your box, because you might have it. Oh, issue number, it was 28. 28. Right, sorry, Joe.
OK, so the wings are basted on.
Looks like a vicar for some reason now. I don't know why.
I always feel a bit like a vet at this point.
Yes.
And you can go from one side to the other. This is why we've left the back of the head open. Just makes it easier to join that on.
Yes, I see.
Or I like to line up the central seams and start from the middle and work out either way, just to make sure it goes on nice and evenly.
Yeah.
So I'll line those up and I'll do that.
No pin.
No pin, sorry. Still.
Hannah said, oh, you like living life on the edge. I was going to sing a song, but that was going to come out as living in a box. That would have been completely wrong, wouldn't it? Oh, we've still got about 4 minutes left, 3 or 4 minutes left. Hannah's so excited about this. Have you got one?
Do you want to see the one that's...
No, we'll see it in a minute, but have you got one that's part made?
I have.
So you could leave that for Hannah to finish.
I could.
Oh, no.
Should I finish it?
No, but you've got to finish the one for your son.
Well, I've got one nearly done here.
Yeah, and then I've got that one that Hannah can finish. We'll have a look at him in a minute, see how part finished he is, see if Hannah's capable of finishing it. Because it's her birthday tomorrow, it'd be a nice birthday present, wouldn't it? Are you not allowed? Oh. I'm sure they'd let you off this one. I'll ask for you, Hannah, if you like. I'll just go in going. But Hannah's having this for her birthday. Oh, yes, the scissors that someone asked about. Sorry, Sue. You've seen Joe in the past using these scissors, these little snippy scissors. They're Fiskars Easy Action. What you do is you've got a little lock on there and they open up. Then you see the spring mechanism there. Absolutely brilliant. Very, very smooth to use. For small fiddly projects, get right in there with those. But then what I love is you just lock it like that. Oh, no, maybe you can't. Oh, hang on a sec, we'll just check. It's on the website. Go on the website. We can't load the graphics right now. Right, hang on a sec. To stop them talking in the background, right? Go. VS, F for Freddie, VF, G, Q, 64, and they're £13.95. They're on the website. They're available on the website. Brilliant. Hang on, there were two questions. Oh, yeah, the other question is, they will see the fancy bundle. We'll go and show those in a second, yeah?
Right, once you get to this stage, close the back of the head to about here. You want to leave a small opening to stuff.
Stuff it. Where's your tail?
The tail goes in. Poke it through here.
Oh, no, but make sure it's the tail when you sew it, the tail goes on the inside of the budgie.
It does, and then sew straight across the bottom there, and that will sandwich the tail in place.
Yep.
So here's one.
So we've got one. Oh, Hannah!
It's stuffed. And should I show how to do the tail? Have we got time to do the...
How many minutes have we got? Got a minute. I've got a minute or minute and a half left with you, Joe, I'm afraid.
Right, I'll be super quick. The eyes are just not eyes.
But you get the embroidery thread in the kit anyway, didn't you?
And the instruction, it does mention in the instructions about the eyes.
Yes.
It's good if you've got a water erasable pen, just to draw on the eyes.
That's your main graphic there for £2.45.
In the... I should have shares in water erasable
pens.
Yes. But dot them on with a pen, just so you know that they're looking at, in line,
yes.
shall we say. Right, I've just popped a little knot in the end of this thread.
Right.
I'm going to bring the needle up through the foot.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a few little stitches.
So you wouldn't do this with your embroidery thread, then?
No, I tend to do this with normal... You could do, if you wanted... They'd be quite nice in black, I think, more defined.
Make a feature of it.
So I've done a few little stitches just to secure the thread, make sure it's well held in the centre of the foot, and then bring it over the foot.
Oh, see. I thought it was just a line of stitches.
So bring it over the foot, tighten it, go over again. And again, a few more stitches there just to...
Oh, no, I think it's better with thread rather than your embroidery thread.
And that's how the toe stitches are done. And my finger's in the way there. So a few little stitches to secure it and then go over the foot twice.
Yes.
And then secure the stitches and the threads again.
Now, remember, if you've already got the magazine, most of the fabrics you've seen today are available on our website. If you want to know the names or the numbers of the fabrics, just let us know. Right, I've got to leave you. You're in tomorrow, aren't you?
I am.
In fact, you're going to go off now and make tomorrow, isn't it? Oh, no, I won't give it away. One's a gorgeous... it will be a cushion cover eventually, won't it?
It will.
Beautiful. Thank you ever so much. We knew that'd be popular, and it was lovely just to be able to make it, wasn't it?
It was really
I'll see you tomorrow. Well, I'll see you for lunch, but officially I'll see you tomorrow. This is the quilt that Jo made earlier. She didn't make the whole quilt, obviously, earlier. She made that yesterday. Right, we did it in bundles, right? We did 3 bundles for you, but we're very, very limited. Aqua, first of all, which is this. So you get, what you get in the kit is you get 4 metres of the spot-on aqua fabric. You get 4 metres of the optical white. You get the panel with all the bunting, 16 bunting flags in there. You get the batting, you get the Bondaweb, and you get the thread, £99.95. Enough to make the whole quilt. It was a single bed quilt to make the whole quilt, right? That's the aqua. Okay, then the next most popular was the Cumulus Clouds. 4 metres of the Joel Dewberry, 4 metres of the white fabric, the panel fabric, the batting, the thread, and the Bondaweb, £114. Okay, finished quilt is here. £114. Enough fabric to make the whole of that. Right, don't go anywhere, because Lucy's up next now. The next one, you have to have your concentration levels on. It's beautiful, but it's quite tricky. So those of you who are more advanced, you are going to love this next project. There's all sorts of things involved. It's a mini quilt that comes from a fantastic book about mini quilts. So join Lucy and me in 3 minutes from now. She's waving like a diva over there. See you in 3.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.
Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the herringbone stitch. This is a stitch that's used for holding 2 layers of fabric together, and its construction makes it ideal for things like stretch fabrics because the stitches will move with the cloth. It's also a really nice decorative stitch. So I'm going to start with my needle and thread. Now I'm actually using embroidery thread so you can see what I'm doing, and I've also put a knot in the end. So starting from the wrong side of the fabric, we're going to go through to the top. And we're actually going to be working from left to right, but you can also work right to left, whatever's comfortable for you. And we're going to start with a diagonal stitch going up. So that's our first stitch. Now you're going to come back on yourself and to the left of that stitch, but this time we're going to come down. You want to try and keep this as even as possible, so you can see that we've created our first cross. Now again, going from the left to the right, we're going to create our stitch. So you can see we've got a cross there and a cross there. So there we have our herringbone stitch.
We're giving you the chance to win a prize that money can't buy. You and a friend could be joining John Scott and none other than Mandy Shaw on a VIP visit to the Sewing Quarter studio. We'll treat you to lunch where you can put your pressing sewing questions to Mandy and John, and we'll throw in a bag of goodies worth £75. 3 runners-up will also receive a goodie bag of Sewing Quarter treats. To enter, simply find us on Facebook, like our page, and answer the question in the competition post. 3 easy steps, 1 fabulous prize.
This is the point, isn't it, where I pull out a quilt and I go, oh, look at this huge quilt. Look at this. Oh, I fell over. Look at this. Now, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous mini quilt from the Mini Quilts book. But look at the work that's gone in on there. There's a Suffolk puff there. I think you'll find there's some... are they little tucks in those leaves there? Yes, she's nodding. And then is that foundation piece in there as well? Yes. Isn't that lovely? Oh, have you got pin tucks in there as well? No, it's just quilting at the top there. Beautiful, isn't it? Obviously, what you do is make some of these and join them all together. But we've got 3 bundles in the most fantastic book to show you now. Very quickly. Oh, she needs scissors, Jane. Lucy needs scissors. Book, first of all. I'll take it over with me and show you more. This is brilliant, this. But we've already done projects. I've done a project with Jane without the Y. Remember Jane without the Y? We've already done this project with her, this one down in the bottom corner here. Which I'll show you. I've got it in my trolley. I'll show you that later. Really, really, really fabulous book. All about... oh, look at that one. So many projects in here. I'll take you through it later. It's £19.95. Oh, look, there you see, look. That's the one Lucy's done there. Isn't it lovely? It's so many different techniques. Oh, look at that one. Do you know what? So much. Really, really beautiful. Oh, look, what I'll do is don't want to spend too much time talking about the book here. I'll take it over with me and we'll discuss it in a minute. But I want to show you 3 bundles I've got available in this hour for you to buy. Right, this is the first one. Now, you've got all patterns. In fact, this is the one that Lucy's used, but she hasn't used the mandala fabric in it anyway, has she? So, you've got the lotus flower, you've got the fuchsia linear texture, you get the mandala, you've got the batik, and you've got the, is that called Cosmic Rhythm or something like that? I think it is, isn't it? Oh, Rhythm Stripes. I knew it had rhythm in it somewhere. That's a beautiful bundle. So you get half a metre each, 2.5 metres of gorgeous fabric, £32.45. Look, what I'll do is I'll go through it all later with you because I want to get Lucy started, first of all. Then... this one first. So in this one, you get purple, you get blue, you get yellow, you get green, and you get orange. They're not the official names. Well, I will give you the official names in a second. It's called Jewel, Forest Fruits, Jade, Bright Yellow, Lime Green, Bright Orange. That was the lime green just using the budgie there as well. Oh, you know, wouldn't they make that'd make a lovely budgie as well. Anyway, 5.5 metres, so 2.5 metres in total. That one's called Jewel, you know, like jewels, right? Then this one, not jewel like as in that. What's this one called then? This one's, I would say slightly more subtle, but no, it's not subtle. I don't know what the word is. It's called Brights, this one. This one's called Brights. And in Brights, you get 0.5 metre of each of the following. Oh, blimey, that's a good price. At £15.95. Deep Orchid, which we've already seen today in one of your projects, haven't we? Emerald Green, Spearmint, Bright Yellow, and Pumpkin. Gorgeous, aren't they? £15.95. Right, come on, let's get to the important person on this show. Oh, no, she's gone. Let's get to Lucy. This is gorgeous, but it looks time-consuming.
It is time-consuming.
But that's good, isn't it, sometimes?
It is, it is. It's something to take your time over. It's not as fiddly as it looks. It is relatively easy to piece together.
I'm listening. Just looking for a way to display it.
It's relatively easy to piece together, but there are lots of components that you need to do to put it together.
Okay.
So in the pattern there are 3 flowers, but
yes,
I did the one.
You did one. Is there somewhere I can put this that you can keep cutting to? So because I can't stand it up, and I want you to be able to see it. There you go.
And in the book, obviously the book is all mini quilts, but you could easily use this, as a border on a bigger quilt.
But you know what? I think that, the glass frames you can get that aren't flat, but they're like kind of, I think you're supposed to put like butterflies or
like
things like that.
Frame.
You could frame that beautifully, couldn't you? Just on its own. Just completely on its own.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go, being moved. There you go. Right, So the Quilt book is £19.95. It's got so many projects in it.
Yeah. I made one from this book before, and the nice thing about the book is it really takes you through lots of different techniques. So
what did you make in here before? Where's
that one on the cover? That one.
Oh, where's that then?
I took it home to finish it and haven't finished it yet.
Oh,
but I will.
Did you indeed?
It's on my list. It's on my to-do list.
All right, then. Mind you, we need to tidy up that room, don't we? Because obviously when all the designers make something, they're all supposedly filed in this room, right? But the room, we've been open 6 months now, haven't we? And it's overflowing with gorgeousness. Right, OK.
So it has lots of different techniques. So it takes you through beginners and all the different things. And this combines a couple of different techniques. So we've got foundation paper piecing, but it is done in a very, very simple way. So it's just a piece at a time. So it's not so different from piecing. It's just that you're using these templates and you use that to get the curve.
Have you photocopied those out of the book then?
So I've photocopied them out of a book. You need to enlarge them slightly.
Right.
And then, but some of them are just templates. Do you see what I mean? So there's no actual paper piecing in that part. It's just the curves of the flower and the leaves. That's the only bit. You'll have to show me because I'm lost. I'll show you as we go on.
So this is the mandala fabric, which comes along with all the other fabrics which you didn't, because obviously you don't need another you didn't need another fabric in there. So where
I could have used it for something else. I think it looks quite nice having different ones. Making excuses for me. No, it's because I'm going to use it now.
Yes.
You see.
So which bit are you making now?
So this bit's going to be the flower. And I'm going to stick with the pink for the background.
Okay, the flower head. This is going to be the flower head,
yes, because I want to use the green for the leaves and
got a lot to do then.
It's a lot to do.
I'm going out for lunch. So.
It's probably not going to get the whole thing done, but I'll show you all the components and the techniques. And what I really loved about making this, it was a lot of fun to do. And also, you could apply it to other things. So once you've got the technique, you know, you can come up with your own creations. So... it's nice. It's a nice book in that it teaches you different things you can use in other places if you didn't want to do this pattern. But we're going to today. Yes. So the first part I'm doing, I've already made up half of it to show you. So this is the petal that's behind they call it yo-yo.
But is that on its own? Have you just made that as a sample, or will that be used in this?
It's going to be used in it. So that's one half.
No, you keep going.
Well, I'll show you which bit it is.
I couldn't see those seams.
Okay, it's there. Yeah. So it's half of the petal that's behind the yo-yo or Suffolk puff.
We'll call it a yo-yo.
I'm not sure what the difference is, or if there is a difference. They call it yo-yo in the book.
Yes, it was Joy. It could be. It's Joy. You know, she could have made it up, couldn't she? I know she didn't, Joy. I know you're watching. No, I know she didn't. Right. Okay.
So I'm just going to do the other, you know, half of that, and then we'll move on to the leaves.
The actual. Are you making the yo-yo as well?
I'll do the yo-yo as well. Yeah, that's quite simple.
Have you got your tin foil? Is that not what that's for?
No, we don't.
Okay.
I don't do it with tin foil.
Don't you?
I do that for appliquing circles.
Sorry, my bad.
With my tin foil.
Getting confused.
You're getting confused.
Too many talents. We've got what, Hannah? Oh, okay. The bundle that Lucy's using, we've got an image of. I'll show you in just a second. But let's do this first.
So all of the instructions, just to be really clear, all of the instructions are in the book.
Yes.
They are really simple to follow. They're well-written instructions. They're very thorough with lots of step-by-step pictures. So for anybody watching, you know, if I am going a bit too quickly or there's something that you missed, all the instructions are there in the book, and it is very, very simple to follow.
But it's got good pictures and writing as well, which is good, isn't it?
Very good pictures.
Lots
all the templates that you need are in the book.
Oh, are they all at the back then?
They're all at the back.
I'll just show you very quickly. Look. Oh, that was a nice one. Oh, look. Anyway, I'll go through the book later.
Yeah, I have to go through all the things.
This has got to get on.
So, the other thing I really liked about this is you don't have to do lots of precision cutting. She just says, just cut.
She?
Lovely
Jodie Davis or Jane Davis?
Lovely Jane. So you can just cut your pieces larger. So there is going to be a little bit of waste with it,
but not much.
It makes the whole process more fun. You know, you just can concentrate on the stitches and not worry too much about it.
Is it all machine done?
Apart from the yo-yo, which is done by hand.
Because you kind of think, oh, this would be a lovely project to take on the train, but it's not actually. Unless you're hand stitching down the binding or the yo-yo. The rest of it's all done on the machine, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you could do it by hand, but you get the precision with the foundation paper piecing, and that does speed things up quite a lot. So I'm just using the template roughly as a guide, just to cut out a rectangle of fabric, and that's going to become the petal. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the background colour, and just roughly cut out a rectangle of that as well. And you're giving, we are cutting. The more you do, the more precise you can get. So
yeah, you are cutting lots of fabric for that little piece.
A lot of fabric for that little piece, but it does make things easier. So now I have to think about it. So we're putting this on the wrong side of the patterned fabric.
Mm-hmm. The reason Lucy's looking at the instructions because she made this a long time ago.
I did make it a long time ago.
And then the show had to get cancelled.
So I have to think about
due to circumstances beyond our control.
Yeah.
So she's just not recapping. But Lucy did make it all the first time.
And having to think about it. And then this one's going, hang on, let me think about it. Right sides of the two fabrics together, like that. So that when we've stitched along the line, this one will flip back.
Yes.
So it's clearly written in there, thank goodness.
Yes.
as to how you arrange it. But it's basically right sides together and put that on top.
What paper did you photocopy it on? Is it just normal photocopy paper?
Just normal photocopy paper.
Hannah wants you to know she did some... What was it you did? Foundation paper beating. After she saw you doing it, it was the simplest thing ever and she found it very taxing.
She found it very taxing.
Yes.
It is
she enjoyed
simple.
She enjoyed it.
It is simple. But doing it this way isn't complicated because it's all broken down into sections. So we're only doing this bit and then attaching it to a piece like that. So
you don't need your... I'll let you do it.
Yes, so you're not worrying about flipping it back and trimming it because it's only these two pieces.
Oh, okay.
So it's really
you don't need
very,
that
very simple. You don't need that ruler. If you are baffled by foundation paper piecing, this would be a great book to go through because this is the very basics of it.
Oh, maybe Hannah should be getting that for her birthday then.
So it's the two pieces of fabric right sides together, template on top, and then I'm going to stitch along that curved line.
Yeah.
So the important thing when you're doing foundation paper piecing is that you reduce your stitch length.
Why?
Because it makes it easier to take the paper out at
Hannah
the end.
answered before you did then.
So I was looking at the stitches. So on this machine, I do it on 1.5.
Well, that is little.
If your machine goes down, you can try. I've done it at 1 and I just find it's too fiddly to get any little bits of paper to get out. So 1.5 is my sweet spot, but you might differ depending on your machine. So you can just have a little go with that.
Is that a northern saying?
Pardon?
Never mind, carry on.
What did I say?
Nothing.
Sorry.
She's obviously forgotten she says it.
I don't know what I'm
Sounds
talking
a bit
about.
naughty to me.
It was not naughty. So as I'm stitching along the curve, I like to just move the piece as I'm going, but you might want to stop and pivot. Stop. You're naughty.
Stop
Who's being naughty? Hannah being naughty?
No, Hannah wasn't saying anything.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't Hannah's fault.
So I'm just stitching along the line, and like I said, I just move it with my hands because it's quite a gentle curve. But if you find, you don't quite have that control, you can just stop, and lift your foot and just pivot it as you need to. And you can just go slowly. It's not a race.
Well, no, exactly. You're doing it for your enjoyment's sake, aren't you?
Yes.
It's not in Mike Baldwin's factory now, are you?
No. And the really clever thing about this pattern is, because we've got those tucks in there, it sort of doesn't matter that if it's a precise curve or not, although the line
there's tucks in the petal as well.
Yes. So although the line is very helpful, actually, if that wasn't a perfectly straight line, you're not going to really notice too much. So then what we want to do is trim this back. So you've got a 1/4 inch in there. So you just need to be careful.
You're only trimming back one of the fabrics, or both?
No, you're trimming them both back because that's going to be the finish.
Yes.
Okay, so you want to just keep them together and trim away the part that we don't need underneath.
Hannah says, how do you know you're only cutting 1/4 inch?
You just guesstimate.
But what you could do is, if you're like Hannah, and you could get your tape measure and get your air erasable pen or one of the pens and mark 1/4 of an inch away, because Hannah's really, really new to this. So I'm used to cutting seam lengths at 5/8, so I know how I can cut something with an almost precise 5/8, like you'll be able to with a 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah, I mean that's quite tricky anyway because you're on a curve.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about it being a really accurate 1/4 of an inch. No. And also, we're not sewing that to anything else.
No.
We've got our 1/4 inch.
Yes, I know, but Hannah will get 1/4 of an inch.
But yeah, if you get too close, then you run the risk of it coming.
Are you going to cut into that? Are you going to snip into that then, or not?
No.
Oh no.
No, I don't really need to. It's not too much that it's going to affect anything. And then of course we've got the pleating on top anyway.
Yeah.
So even if there's a little bit of bulk, it doesn't really matter.
Okay. So then how does the next bit
this
work?
is going to become our petal. So you've got far too much fabric in here. So then you're just going to pleat, do little tucks as you go along. And she's done it pleats one way from the centre and then the other way.
Oh, okay. So she's making almost like a little box pleat in the middle.
Yes. So, I mean, I'm not a dressmaker. I'm not precise about my pleats. Nature does things in its own magical way, and nothing is perfect. So I'm not worried.
That one. You might have forgotten how to make the flower, but you remembered that one.
No, I'm just not worried. I'm not worried about them all being even.
But the whole point is that they're not even, isn't it? The whole point
it's not a dress. It's not.
Yeah, if they were pin tucks down the front of a blouse, they'd have to be spot on every single one.
Wouldn't they? And if you are a dressmaker and you want to make them perfect, of course you can. But it's not completely necessary.
I think on this one they shouldn't be perfect. I think they should be random.
That's what I agree. Yeah.
But I do agree with her fanning out from the centre, the knife pleats going that way and then going that way.
Yeah, it does look nice. I think I did mess up on the leaves and have them going.
Oh yes,
sort of
you
opposite,
have. Yeah.
But
that doesn't matter. You haven't gone wrong, have you? I was just going to put my glasses away, but they're not.
So she just pins that.
Okay, not pressed it
in place. But yeah, I prefer to press it. I've just lost one as I was doing that. I'll have to redo it. But there we go. So you can.
Can you see that? See that with your pen there?
Yeah, it is a bit awkward because they're on a curve, but you can just give it a quick press and then pin as well if you want. But the next step we're going to do is baste, but we're basting from the other side.
Oh, okay.
Because we've got to baste around the template. So
see, I'd have to do that by hand.
Yeah, I mean you could if you wanted to.
Well, only because if you're going round and your pleats going one way, alternate ways, whatever, and then you catch them, then you're going to ruin what you've just done.
Yeah. So I've got those. So because I've pressed it, I'm not going to pin. I'm just going to go for it. And being completely honest, I didn't press them all when I did it. I just did it and do it from the back. So you're just going to flip it over, and then you're going to increase your stitch length to the longest stitch you can, and just baste inside the seam allowance close to the edge of the paper.
Right.
Now, I recommend using the glue pen to hold these pieces down, just so you're not going to get it.
We haven't had that glue pen out for ages, have we?
I use it for everything, and especially when we come to do these pieces, I'll show you. I like to use it then, but I just know then that that's not going to get caught up underneath.
Your needle going through the glue is not going to affect your needle, is it?
No, it isn't. If you are too heavy-handed, it will, of course. You can just wipe your needle down, but you should be using a different needle for paper piecing anyway.
Oh, okay.
Keep that separate from your regular sewing needles. So I'm going to increase the stitch length. This one does. Lots of beeping.
Shall I check that Jake's given you a different paper piecing needle?
5, that's all right, I've done it.
Oh, good.
So you just quite close to the edge, it's just going to hold those pieces so that when we come to sew them together, that makes it easier. And then you just
this is one where you have to be careful because you don't want to disturb your pleats on this one.
Over those pleats. There we go.
Okay, glue pen's about to come up on your graphics there if you want a glue pen. Just so you know, the glue pen does come with a refill, but also they're blue or pink or whatever, that they dry clear. So don't be thinking, oh, I'm going to want big blue blotches over my fabric.
And they really are, you know, I mean, this has been used, but you do get a lot of glue. It's not a tiny amount. And they like,
I don't use that much. It's not like you slather it on, is it?
And you don't want to be heavy-handed because you don't want a big line of glue. You just a little dab is enough to hold it. And it's just temporary and it washes out.
Exactly. Yeah. So you've just basted all the way around that triangle.
So just basted around the triangle. So either you can cut with scissors or you can rotary cut, and we just get rid of all that extra fabric. So I'm going to use a rotary cutter because that's my preferred method, but you can do whatever you like. When we come to sew the pieces together, we are going to be sewing on the line. So this doesn't need to be, you know, you don't need to worry too much so long as you're only cutting the extra bit off. Don't cut the paper.
That bottom of the triangle has got a squared off bottom then?
It does, yes. Yeah, just to make piecing it together easier.
So you're cutting it directly to the same size as the paper?
Yes, roughly.
Roughly.
Roughly. So that's now the other half of...
Oh, okay, the other leaf.
The other...
Petal.
Yeah. So
somebody just asked what fabric you're using. Can I just show you the picture of all the fabrics you get here? This is the designer bundle, this one. You get the lotus, you get the fuchsia linear print, you get the blue mandala, you get the batik in the green, and then you get the rhythm in the blue and green and pink there. So half a metre of each, that's £2.45. Oh, okay. I'll go through the other bundles with you in a minute, but half of the jewel bundle has gone already. Right.
So I'll just point out that the templates are like a mirror of the finished thing because we're working on the reverse side. So you might look at your templates and sort of go, well, that, you know, it doesn't go together the correct way, but that's because the right side of your fabric is on the reverse of the template. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So for a piece like this, we're not doing any actual stitching on it. Okay. It's just the piece.
So why do you need to sew it to the thing? You don't really.
If you baste it, it just helps. It just helps control the fabric and hold it in place while we stitch those together. So I'm just going to roughly cut around this one. And you could cut this out precisely if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But sometimes things do, you know, sort of shift about.
Yeah.
So, and I'm just going to use my glue stick. So that the fabric doesn't move, and then I'm just going to baste this.
Again, inside, because you're stitching on the solid line, aren't you? So you just baste it that side. So just baste,
inside that seam allowance. Yeah. That just will hold it in place. It's just things do have a tendency to move, so anything you can do to just secure it.
Yeah, exactly.
And a basting stitch is, you know, it's so big, it's nice and quick to do.
And also, you can make a mistake easy to get out.
Yeah, easy to get out. I'm not even doing it in a straight line.
Oh!
Look at me, rebel. So then again, I'm just going to trim this back.
So you trimmed it to the edge of the paper, is that right?
Yes. So you could cut this out perfectly from your fabric, but I just think while you're securing it to the piece.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm only wasting the tiniest little bit here.
It's hardly waste, is it, though?
No, but it's going to improve the accuracy of the piecing when we come to put them together. So that's why it's good to baste those shapes. So then it's going to
fit together like
that. So you can pin if you want to pin. But these bits are going to stick out by 1/4 of an inch.
Yes.
On either side. So long as that's coming, you know, that's 1/4 of an inch there, and then you can just go ahead and sew along that line. So pin if you prefer, or just go for it. So again, we want to reduce the stitch length back. For this machine, I'm doing 1.5. You want to get that really small stitch so that when it comes time to rip the papers out, it's nice and easy to do that. Or easier than if you did a big stitch.
Now, I hear you went on a sewing retreat for a weekend. Did you have a nice time?
I did. Jo was there as well.
Were you guesting? Were you teaching, or were you just?
I was teaching.
And Jo was just come to guest, did she? As a. What would you call it? Joiner-inner.
Yeah. And we had a lovely time.
Did you?
She did my class.
Where was it?
It was near Leeds.
And you stay over, or was it just one day?
Yes, no, we stayed over.
Oh, Hannah wants to go next time.
It was fabulous. Yeah, come, Hannah. It was wonderful. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So that's it. So I spent a lot of time with Jo. It was very nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was lovely. So there you can see it's coming together there.
Yeah. So do you leave the paper in?
You leave the paper in until you've sewn the whole lot together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Some people, I mean, when you get used to paper piecing, it's really up to you if you want to take it out as you're going along. Depending on the pattern, I sometimes do, only because once you're sewing the pieces, it's tricky to get those little bits, you know, out of the way where you've joined it.
So what we've done is you're making the flower out of the blue mandala fabric. Yes. So they're the two background petals you've done there. So what would be next? Because I'm going to have to leave you for a minute, but what would be next?
So I'm going to sew those, you can sew those two together to do that. The leaves and the stem, you're doing exactly the same way. So you're just pleating these and making the curve. And the curve is actually very similar.
Okay. And the book all explains all of this, doesn't it?
It explains all of this.
Is that what you're going to do next, or are you going to do something else next?
And then those bits, I'll do...
No, that's fine then. So show those two together, but then don't do anything else. So I've just got to go through the bundles, you see. So we don't want to miss the next stage. That's all I was asking. Okay, so you've done the two petals there. Is there something you need to say about sewing them together?
No, it's just you literally are just... Make sure you're sewing the right seam, because you don't want a downwards flower. But you're just putting those together, and it's just in the same way. You can check that seam's matching if you want to, because you're covering it up anyway.
With the yo-yo
so
anyway.
It doesn't really matter too much.
All right. Okay, you do that, and I'm just doing the bundles very quickly. Oh, hang on. I won't need to say the book. Right, okay, let me just get rid of this for a second. So, this is the bundle that Lucy's using at the moment. It's like a designer bundle. I'll put them all out and let you see them, right? So you get, I'll do it one at a time. You get this one, which is called Rhythm. I think is it Amy Butler, that one? Yeah. So I'm getting used to them all now. Amy Butler Rhythm, which is gorgeous, isn't it? The greens and the blues in there. Then you've also got the Batik in Rainforest, that one's called. Then you've got the blue mandala, which is the one that I've just... that one's from Distant Dreams, upside down. Then this, I love this. This is the linear, it's called linear print, that one, from Makawa. Oh, it's Azalea. I've been saying fuchsia, it's Azalea. Sorry, it's Azalea. Doesn't matter, because you don't need to know the name, because you get all of this anyway. Then, of course, you get the, and then last but not least, you get the I love this fabric, the lotus flower fabric like that. It's called Gold Leaf, but it's got a lotus on it. Don't show that picture, show my gorgeous design. Oh. So it's come in. Those £2.45. You get 5 half-metre pieces. Oh, I see. It's not it's not as dynamic over here as on the main table. But we were told to do this. That was all. Nice, isn't it? Look at all those gorgeous colours. Right, okay, I'll move on and move on. Talked about that too. Don't move that camera. Don't move that camera. Thank you. Jewel. Yeah. Jewel is now very limited. So in Jewel, you get pumpkin, bright yellow. I'll make it this time. Spearmint. Esmeralda, that's Portuguese for emerald, and deep orchid. So what's this one called? Brights. No, they moved them round. Oh, because earlier, that one was dual. Oh, okay. This is dual. This we called this one brights the last time we did it. This one's dual. Okay? There's only 3 of those left. There's only 3 of those left. And then this one, which is called brights, forest fruits, jade, lime green, bright orange, and maize. Oh, bright yellow, sorry. They're nice, aren't they? I love the way those all fold over and everything. They are £15.95. That's the bright spectrum. That's the bright spectrum there for £15.95. 2.5 metres you get there. 2.5 metres. Right. Yes, I'm going back.
I'll just give him a piece as a little press.
Right. So we've done the 2. Oh, you've sewn the 2. So they're the 2 petals that go behind the flower done now.
Yes.
So what's next then?
So next we're doing the same thing but with the leaf. So it's just the same process. So I've just cut the 2 rectangles, the leaf and the background. I'm putting those right sides together. Now the thing with batiks is you can't always
tell the right side.
I always try and look for the brightest colour.
Yeah.
And I can see on that side it's slightly brighter, so that will be the right side. And place those on, and then we're going to sew that curve there.
But it's the sheer nature of the way batik is made that you are going to have that both. You could use either side. There is a slight difference between the right side and the wrong side, but because the way it's dyed, isn't it, like that? So both sides have physically been dyed, sort of thing. But right, okay.
It's incredible how they do it. I could watch videos of them doing that for days.
That's me dyeing. That was when I was in South Africa doing a film, and we had to make dye baths out of oil drums and fires underneath.
Wow.
I'll bring some pictures in. I had a blonde quiff in those days, and there's a picture of me doing.
I just want to see that.
No, you don't. No, because in the photographs I look bald. So, because this was all dark, so like there was this long bit here that was bright blonde. It's because they were dyeing Val Kilmer's hair, and they needed to test the colour on someone, so they tested on me. Susanna, the head lady, tested it on me first.
Wow. I remember when he went blonde. So.
Anyway.
So
yeah,
I'm
stop your
doing
quibbling knees.
I'm doing a curve.
I remember when he went blonde.
So my stitch length is, again, on 1.5, and I'm just going to follow the curve.
If you're not confident at this, could you hand crank this round? Or would that make it even more difficult?
No, yes, you could. No reason why you
couldn't.
No,
yes?
Yes, you can. I mean, I would probably, if you're not comfortable moving the fabric, just take it really, really slowly and stop and pivot.
Yeah.
But the other thing is you can just take a piece of fabric. I mean, it helps having the paper on there because it gives you that stability, so it is easier to manoeuvre it through. But you could just practice making your own curves, before you were doing something like this if you wanted to. So again, we've got that stitch there.
Yeah.
And then again, we need to get rid of the excess fabric. So if you hold it over that... I've done it the wrong way.
I was going to say, it doesn't look right.
I know I've done it the wrong way because I've not given myself enough, have I? Oh, yeah, I've got just enough. That was lucky. Should have done it a bit over. That was very lucky. So you can trim the extra, and then we're going to... in fact, I might not have enough because I'm going to do it.
Do you want to redo it?
I might move on and do this one.
Right,
I might redo that. What I should have done...
I've got to look at the book if you want to unpick. Oh, but you did a short stitch,
I know, I can just do that one because we're not...
Oh, yeah, okay, then that's fine.
No, it's because I didn't leave myself enough room on that side, so this fabric should have been further over that way, so I should have checked that before I started.
Hannah said this happened to her repeatedly the other day.
I did it, yeah. It probably would be just enough. It's an art form
that goes against... You would normally put two fabrics exactly together and stitch it, whereas with the foundation paper, you put it differently, don't you?
What I should have just done is just move that triangle over there so I could give myself more space, but I wasn't thinking.
Hannah says it's very addictive, though.
It is very addictive, it is.
Do you want to do the other one?
I'll do the other one, and then you just are repeating it on the longer one as well. So, and then you have to put those two bits together. But I'll do that quickly. So
hang on a sec. So
I can maybe just unrip it.
What bit's that there then?
So that bit is this background.
Oh, I've got it. Yeah, got it.
It does look like they shouldn't fit together.
Yes.
But they actually do.
Yes. Yeah. While you unpick that, somebody's asked to see the book. Now, Jane without a Y made this from this book. This is a bundle we did. And she made this gorgeous little mini quilt from this book. It's nice, isn't it? It's really, really lovely. Very simple. Well, not simple, but it's a beautiful effect, but simple quilting on it there. All the projects from this book. Lucy has done this one, but she's taken it home. There you go. It's a really lovely book, though, isn't it? Because, as you say, lots and lots of different... Look at it, it's very thick. Lots and lots of projects in here. And then when you get going with the projects, there's all the details you need at the beginning there. Here we go. When you get... Oh, no, it's still on fabrics. Oh, there's that one. There's that one that Jane Without the Y... Jane Without the Y, I think, is in again on Monday. Then... There's the one that Lucy's made. You see, you must have done that one with Natasha, did you, or Amy?
I think I did it with Natasha.
Didn't do it with me. Anyway, all the different projects. Look at the pictures. Look at the instructions. Really, really cute. Oh, that's nice, that horsey one there. Just so many different techniques. Oh, they like horse in this one, faux cut. Now, is the book for different levels, would you say?
Yes, definitely. And it almost goes through, you know, in difficulty. It says what level they're all for. But there are definitely some that are,
so
you know,
the
more
advanced would be slightly harder than the one you're doing at the moment, then?
Yeah.
And, Angie's the canal boat. It's a warship icebreaker. It's not a glamorous little one with flowers painted on the outside. I'll show you a picture later. It's not Battleship Grey anymore, mind you. Right, Angie, one of our experts, has got a icebreaker from the war. And it's like a house... No, it's not a houseboat. It's a tugboat that she takes out on the waterways a lot, that's all. And... Hannah wants to make her a duck picture for her. It's not that. It's got a bathroom now, but I don't think it's got a kitchen. Anyway.
There we go, that's better.
Got it
so
right
I've given myself more room there.
Okay.
So then we're just repeating it with the tucks.
Some of these little tucks are tiny, though, aren't they? They're not big at all.
No, they're really, really tiny. It's a
They
fiddly.
look smaller than the ones in the flower petals.
I think it's more elongated. The leaf is more elongated.
Yes.
So
slightly gentler curve, isn't it? That's what it is.
So you can do it all the same way.
You see, now, if I was at home doing it, I'd be doing that on my ironing board.
Yeah.
So that as you go, as you've got it pleated, once they're in place, you could... Now, you're doing it now. You're doing them all in the same direction again.
Yes. I was
Are the leaves supposed to be?
Same. I don't know. You can... I mean, it's up to you, isn't it? There's no rules.
There's
do
no
it as
rules.
You like. There's no rules. So I think with the leaves, she had one side of the leaf going one way and the other side of the leaf going the other way. Sort of as a leaf would, really.
Yeah,
this is just
just
a
got the
different
random,
kind of leaf.
yes.
Yeah, totally random. And I've done it a bit curved, but I quite like that, actually. It looks very... tropical.
Okay, now where are you stitching now?
So once you've got this, I'm just going to baste it again.
You're on a big stitch.
So on a big stitch. And whiz all the way around. when I was doing this at home, I'm not used to the big stitches at all, you know, and it goes much, much quicker than I was used to, and I sort of kept going over myself, but it really doesn't matter because it's just... So there we go. So that's the one part of the leaf done, and then we repeat it. So we trim that back to the seam allowance.
So is there a seam down the middle of the... There's a seam down the leaf, yes.
So the seam down, that's what forms that leaf there. So you've got this triangular section is the small bit I've just done.
Okay.
And then we're going to do the larger bit. So let's get it right.
So you've put it in the right place. Well, I'll tell you, there's only one jewel bundle left. No, just they've been moved on the table again, that's all. £19.95. Anyway, beautiful. There's only one of those left. Only one of those left, right.
So I'm just going to show you to make it really clear.
Yes.
What I should have done is left it so that when I'd sewn along the curve, I had more fabric on this side to fold.
But it is going against everything you...
It goes against everything that...
You've learned.
Is logical.
Yes.
Yes. It's basically doing everything back to front.
Yeah.
So it just once you're in the rhythm of it and you're there, you know, but I mean even people that have been foundation paper piecing for a long time will make mistakes.
Yes, yeah.
Because that's what happens. But it's relatively easy to fix so that that's going to fold back and make the leaf. So again, reduce my stitch length. I'm just going to sew on that curve. Let's get my thread out the way.
What worries me that the that's right. I'm just deafened. Did you hear that from there?
I did.
Yes. Hannah just sneezed right next to the microphone. And my thoughts been. She's blown the thoughts out of my brain.
So then again, we just need to trim off the extra bit. And I always like to do that. You can fold back just to check that it's going to cover the area, which is always worth doing. Let's do it before. But don't fold it because then you forget. You either forget to trim or you end up trimming the bit that you want to keep. So we don't want to cut that bit off.
Yeah.
We just need to trim the extra bit off. So without cutting the paper, it is a little bit fiddly. Just trim round roughly 1/4 of an inch. It doesn't matter if it's a bit bigger, but you don't want it any smaller than that.
No, exactly.
There we go. And then again with our pleats. Do you want to pleat one?
You like them?
Go on then.
Which way would you like them?
It doesn't matter. Whichever way you like. And then while you're doing that, the stem, let's see, that's the wrong side. The stem is again just made up of one piece. I'll cut it from there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on that to hold it in place, especially with something long like this. It could easily shift. So the glue stick comes in really handy to just keep that in place. So I can just roughly trim around that.
Oh, now you know what? This pleating isn't as easy as you think, is it?
Are you finding it tricky? You just want to make sure that you're pulling it from the curve. Do you see? You've got to maintain that curve. That's the thing that's tricky. Because usually, if you're putting a pleat in something, it's straight, isn't it? It's not on a curve like that. So it's really important that you're not concentrating too much on the pleats and losing the curve.
I'm with you.
Did I make it look so simple? But that's why it's quite fun. You know, it's not something that I do. Ooh, whoopsie. It's not something I do all the time. So it's, you know, it's always fun when you're quilting to try a different technique and and create different shapes and things.
No, it's supposed to be a box pleat in the middle. They're saying it's not very good. Oh, no, that one's not very good. Oh, Lucy, I've not done a very good job of this.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's mine.
I'm sure it will look lovely.
Mine.
Well, mine was quite unique.
Oh, it's too late for that now, Joe. No, I asked for a glass of water an hour and a half ago, and it's just arrived now. The mini iron would be brilliant. A mini iron would be absolutely brilliant. Or, you know, that lovely new one we had, that white one that we had.
I haven't had a go at using
that yet. I know, I had to stop.
It's sold out.
It was sold out on the first day.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. I've made a right old dog's dinner of this one.
Well, that's okay.
Thomas saying, what is it? It's a leaf. Can't you see, Thomas? It's a leaf. I'll show you the finished thing in a minute. Look, I'm making the one half of this here.
Oh, that's lovely.
It'll be fine once it's done. Thank you.
That's lovely. So
just
I'll base...
stitch round it and we'll see.
Base that in place.
I'm not one of your children now. Oh, that's lovely, John.
Well done, John.
Oh, it's not as good as yours. Oh, thank you, Jay. Where did you get that water from? Machine. They're doing warm water now.
John. It's getting hot in here again, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's Jay's messing around with the...
There we go. So that's going to...
Oh, no, it's all right. It'll be all right.
It'll be all right. It'll be lovely. Yeah. I mean, that's the really...
Not as neat as yours, though, there.
But this is a great print for, you know, the batik works really, really well for the leaf, especially, you know, because the tucks mimic that print that's on it.
Remember, the batik is in the blue mandala bundle. This is that bundle. Blue mandala flower quilt bundle. 10 minutes. How many minutes, Jay? 8 minutes left for you, Lucy.
Okay, well, I'm just going to trim this piece and I'll show you how it fits together, and then I will do the yo-yo, because that's quite important.
This is, the rest of it, is it just sashing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
oh, no, look at mine next to yours. Mine's rubbish.
It's lovely.
I think you gave me a dodgy bit of fabric.
It's character. It's character.
Oh, no, luckily our telly can't pick it up.
I think it can.
Well, yeah, that's mine, and that's yours. Okay.
This wrinkly one. So
don't be calling my leaf a wrinkly one.
I'm joking.
I think mine looks more leaf-like than yours.
It does. It's ever so leaf-like.
I was going for realism.
Realism. That's what we like. So you sew those together and you repeat it for the other side.
They're a different colour as well.
It's a mirror of the other side.
I think you sabotaged that on purpose.
And then I absolutely did not.
Yeah.
And then you sew
that to that, the stalk.
That, and you'd sew the other part on the other side.
Yeah.
And then you sew that on the top.
So you're just creating that middle section there. Yeah.
And then you do that 3 times to make 3 flowers if you're doing it like they did in the book. Or I just did 1 and I just put the... Yeah. So I just put the borders on either side and then did the... Oh, look at this.
No, I'm not going to even attempt that. No, I'm not. No, I'm going to wait for my sewing show to do it.
Oh, right, okay. But yeah, it's quite, you know... And then it just folds back and the leaf is there.
It'll look better when it's stitched together.
So then for the... I haven't pressed my fabric, which is terrible. And look, I'm making a mess, which I can't stand.
Making a right old mess today. We've only got minutes left.
Okay. So the yo-yo you have a template for.
Yes.
Which looks excessively large. But when you cut out the fabric and put it together, it becomes the right size, which is what you would expect from a template, isn't it? So, having not pressed this, I'm just going to go...
Time to press it. I can do that. Oh, no.
Well, it's going to get wrinkled up anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll just, for now, because we're running out of time. So, I'm just pin the...
Jay said that is pressed. He pressed it specially for you. So, has that got seam allowance on it, then, that yo-yo?
So the template is just this cutting set, so that's the size you want to cut.
Right, okay. That's what I meant, not yes.
Yeah. So you could do it a bit bigger, I suppose, but whoopsie. There we go. So then I'm just going to cut round the template.
Would you ever cut a circle with a rotary cutter?
Personally, no.
Okay, no, I was just asking because I've never used rotary cutters before I came here.
I do have the smaller rotary cutter, and I do use that for curves.
Shh. Yeah, not you then. They're all chattering next to us.
So when I'm doing like a drunkard's path,
yes,
which has a curve in it, I'll use templates on my smaller rotary cutter because that's easier. The blade on the 45mm is too big for me personally.
Yeah.
But I think it's just about what you're comfortable with. If you're happy to use a rotary cutter and you're confident with curves, then there's no reason why not.
Yeah, you definitely need to use a little one though. You won't be able to use a big one to go on a circle, surely.
You can't really get the angles. I mean, people do. It's
unless you had your rotary board, your rotating board.
Yes.
And you go like that. Hold the rotary cutter still and do that with the. Could you do that?
I think that's a recipe for disaster, if I'm perfectly honest.
Don't do that
I wouldn't advise people to do that.
My mouth's working faster than my brain.
I might give it a go. but please
don't you do it,
No,
John.
Don't do it. So that's the template for the yo-yo. And then, thank you.
It's funny, I get come left-handed. See, I must be a little bit ambidextrous. Well, look, I get left-handed.
See, it's catching. Not that it's not catching, it's not a disease. Lucy. So we're going to take some thread, and I would advise using coordinating thread because there's a chance that you're going to, see it once. You might have a little bit peeking through. So I did use yellow on the one that I did. And then you want a good long...
It's in double thread
length of thread and double it over. I wouldn't always, but I think it does hold it.
And you can't do your magic little knotting on that one?
I can.
I've only got 4 minutes left.
I actually did do it, but I'm just hurrying. So then what we're doing is we're just going to do a running stitch we're going to fold it over by 1/4 inch as we're going along and do a running stitch. If you wanted to press it, you can do, but, this isn't piecing, so you don't need to be really exact, but just fold it over roughly 1/4 inch. Keep your stitches quite large because it helps, it makes it easier when you come to gather it up. If you do your stitches too small.
Noelle in Belfast says, I always look forward to the John and Lucy show and you never disappoint. Even with my rubbish leaf, Noelle. It's looking nicer now.
Can we get a close-up?
No, you cannot. Oh. Oh, it fell on the floor. Look, I don't know where it's gone. I can't. No respect to project. That has no respect. You'd do that again if you were to do that.
No, you wouldn't.
You would.
It was fine. It was fine. But that's the nice thing about it. It's not, it doesn't have to be absolutely
Leave it there, Jay. Don't pick it up.
Don't pick it up. So, oh.
Don't worry, you've only got 2 minutes.
Okay.
No, how long has Lucy got? Yeah, 2 minutes.
I hate using long bits of thread. Anyway.
Yes, and especially when it's double.
Yeah.
Do you ever use beeswax?
A lady gave me some beeswax when I started quilting, and it was really nice. And I was using a cheaper cotton, because that's what I had at the time. And it definitely helped. I now use a different type of cotton and I don't really need it.
No.
I don't find that I need it.
But whenever we used to sew on hooks and bars or hooks or eyes, we always had to beeswax our cotton or thread.
Yeah. It definitely does help. I think it depends on the cotton, but I think the manufacturing process is so different now.
Oh, well, when I was showing, we didn't have polyester thread. We only had cotton thread.
Yeah.
And we'd have tacking thread and sewing thread, and that would be it, basically. I'm sounding like I'm ancient now, aren't I? But got a minute.
Okay. I might not do it, but so you just.
After all that,
I'm going to try, but I'll just explain. So, in case I don't make it. So you can gather it up as you go, which actually I find quite useful because at the end you're having to tug a lot to get it together. Yeah. And then what happens is, as you're gathering it, it creates these pleats.
Yes.
So you're going like that, you're gathering it, and then you sort of push that bit out, and it will form a circle.
Yeah.
Of the yo-yo.
Some Elizabethan dresses had, they called it cartridge pleating like that, and it was attached to stick out, so the skirt actually went out over like that over the
tummy.
No. What are these? Panniers and things like that.
Oh yeah, I'd quite like one of those, please.
All right. Then.
Could you make me one of those, and I'll make you?
Well, I'm still waiting for my 4 quilts.
Four.
Get it right.
Let's not go too far.
No. It's just as well you haven't started because I've gone off the log cabin now.
Do you not want one for the cats?
Well, by the time you make them, I mean, my cats are 17 and a half now.
Well, you've gone off the log cabin. I don't know what you want now.
I keep saying every time we do one on the show, I go, Lucy, are you watching?
I know, and then he sends me a message, no, I've changed my mind, I want this one.
I'm going.
Can you imagine, I'd start them all. Change your mind.
Oh, it's not that one.
Okay, but just very, very quickly. So you finish it, you pull it out like that, and then you just tack it down onto the...
Whip stitch it around the edge.
I just sort of did a little ladder stitch around the edges underneath.
Thank you. She's back tomorrow. She's back tomorrow. So you will be seeing her again very, very soon. Do you know what you're making tomorrow yet?
Yes, I've made them.
Oh, have you?
I'm doing 2 mini quilts, actually.
Oh, 2 mini quilts tomorrow. Right, talking of mini quilts. Mini quilts, book by Jodie Davis and Jane Davis. I wonder if they're sisters. £19.95. Brilliant, full of so many projects with different techniques, and it gets more difficult. Some of them are more difficult as you go through the book, so it's challenging, and it'll grow with you, the book. I love that. That looks like a really beautiful old, like the Bayeux tapestry, but done in applique, doesn't it? Hand applique. Bayeux, what did I say? There's the one with the templates at the back of the lion, the tiger, and the giraffe, and the elephant. Brilliant, isn't it? So many different projects. Look at this. Folk art in felt. Try saying that with Lucy's teeth in. Then you've got the flowers that you've been seeing there. So many projects. Right, okay. So I've still got 2 bundles of fabrics. Have we got a menu for tomorrow? Is that working yet? Oh, good. Oh, no. I was just reminding you. That was all, because normally she needs to remind me. This one is the blue mandala, which is the one that Lucy's been using, and we created those lovely leaves out of. You got the batik, you got your rhythm, you've got your mandala, you've got your linear, and you've got your, it's called golden something, but I call it the lotus flower. £32.45. Really beautiful. Designer fabrics, £32.45 for 2.5 metres. Or, of course, we have the brights. Really beautiful colours in there. Graphics coming in. £15.95. Right, very quickly, tomorrow's menu. It's me, Lucy and Joe again tomorrow. It's called Perfect Patchwork. We've got Modern Masterpiece, Quilting with Joe, Perfect Pre-Cut Projects. Oh, I'm going to have fun with that one, aren't I? And a Hexie Masterclass at 11 o'clock. That's tomorrow. Thank you so much for your company today. Thank you for your messages today. Don't what? Well, I'm going to go through now and find out when we're getting the budgie back. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Any problems, give the call centre a ring, 0800 112 4433. Go on the website to see all the projects we've had if you have missed any of them. As I say, me, Joe and Lucy, all back tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. See you then.
Get ready to create a bold, beautiful work of art with a little help from Lucy Brennan. On Saturday the 8th of July, Lucy will be dropping in to share more of her insider sewing secrets. She'll also guide us through her latest creation, a modern, chic quilt that's all about the colour. This geometric design combines a vibrant rainbow palette with striking monochrome tones. The result is a piece that will fit perfectly into any contemporary home or add a fresh twist to a traditional decor. So tune in on Saturday the 8th of July at 8 AM and give this modern masterpiece a try. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.